Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. This is the watch-along for Manchester United versus Galatasaray. A chance to get our Champions League, well, I say just Champions League, but our entire season on the road. Because it's been nothing but stop-start so far, hasn't it? We've just changed a tyre on the side of the road. We've had another puncture. Can we change this one as well? Is there a second emergency tyre on the back like a Jeep? Yeah. We're going to find out. Here's the team. J. Marty, first of all, it's tumultuous barely covers it really because that tumultuous implies too much, too many good things almost. It's less than that. It's worse than tumultuous. It's just shit so far this season. So this is a chance to sort of strike in the right direction, isn't it? This game.
Yeah, it is. And listen, we've been here before. I said this before the Palace game in the league. This is it. We get our season back on track. But Galatasaray at home, we obviously lost the first game in the Champions League at Bayern Munich away, which is the one game where you go, okay, if we are going to lose, then it's probably going to be that one. At home, against a beatable but a good Galatasaray side, this is where we can get going. And if you look at the team that Erik ten Hag has selected, I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, I know I say this almost every time I see the team, but that is a good team, and I like the fact you've got a decent mix, and I'm liking that midfield as well. I'm not going to lie to you. I do like the fact that Hannibal is in it because I think he brings that sort of energy and tenacity that you need and was missing against Crystal Palace in the league as well.
Let's have a little run through the team then, because obviously you can see it on the screen there, but if you've got it on your phone or you're listening on your headphones or whatever, let's run through it. We've got Onana in goal, ever present. There was some hint that Bayende might start the game today, but as our socials guy Alexi pointed out, I think some people had kind of 2 + 2 = 5'd it, hadn't they? Yeah. He'd praised him, he'd said that this is a chance for it to see him improve, and therefore people thought, oh, he's saying he's starting. He wasn't, and he isn't. So it's Onana in goal. Back four, unchanged back four actually, of Dalot, who's just playing every minute of every game at the minute.
Onana?
Go
on him.
Yeah, of course.
And this could be famous last words if he has a bit of a thing tonight. I think some of the sort of criticism and the stick he's been getting is just ridiculous. Yeah. He's been here for what? 2 months. He's played 9 games or something. Yeah. And people are acting like he's already a disaster. I've seen people, and it's not just pundits, and it's people, a lot of people I respect as well, saying, should we have really? Maybe we shouldn't have got Onana. Maybe we should have, used that money elsewhere. I think he's barely been here. You can see what his qualities are. You can see why Erik ten Hag wanted him. And to sort of throw him under the bus already, it just makes no sense to me whatsoever. I think he's a very good goalkeeper, and I think he brings something different to the team. And I think David De Gea was struggling, and you could see that. Yeah. So the idea that, 9 games into his United career, we're already going, oh, we shouldn't have made that signing, to me, is just crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think in terms of, mistakes, he's made one. He's had games that are sort of less than convincing at times, but he's had one blunder, which is too many. And for a top keeper, you probably want to do 2 of them a season. There was a spell between 2014 and 2018 where David De Gea did about 4 of them the whole time. Yeah. So those levels are where we want him to be. But he's offered so much on the ball since he arrived. It's not like he's done a couple of bad things, but he's done loads of good things, which are being overlooked. I think purposefully in some cases. Just to finish off the rest of the defence then, Lindelof, Varane and Amrabat. Midfield 3 that you mentioned before, and we're going to get into this a little bit more, is Hannibal, Casemiro and Mount, with a front 3 of Rashford, Hojlund and Fernandes. Very attacking team that, isn't it? I know Hannibal's playing this kind of sort of hybrid role where he's kind of defensive, kind of just sort of all energy, metronome, just covering every blade of grass type position. But he is, by sort of trade, a slightly more attacking midfielder, isn't he? He's certainly not a defensive midfielder, and yet he's kind of being tasked with doing quite a lot and covering for Casemiro, which is a big job, really, isn't it?
He's doing a good job of it, though.
Yeah,
and I think we've seen Casemiro's best performances alongside Hannibal, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Yeah. I think he brings out the best in Casemiro. He gets around the pitch, he gets all the balls where he gives Casemiro that freedom and that help as well defensively. And when Casemiro wants to get forward, he knows he's got Hannibal who's got his back, and when he's needing help defensively, he's got Hannibal there as well. So I just think, I know he's only 20 and he might go, I've said it myself, don't want to overuse him, but if he's playing the way he is and we miss him the way we did miss him on Saturday, then I'd keep throwing him in. I really would. And the only way I'd change that is if we get Reguilon back, or Shaw or Malacia, and Amrabat can go into that position, because I feel that's where Amrabat's going to be used in the Medjbri role, if you will. Yeah. But at the moment, I'd be starting Medjbri every game. I really would.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking at that front three, Bruno obviously slightly out of position, but then Hojlund and Rashford. Just Hojlund, I want to speak. I want to go through a few of these players actually, because we've got a lot of players in there who maybe don't expect to be playing every week, or certainly playing every week in the position that they're in. But Hojlund, I think, has been slightly unlucky so far at United. I think he had that goal against who was it? Brighton. Was it Brighton?
Yeah.
Rolled out. Which obviously he didn't do anything wrong for. He didn't break any rules. It was Rashford that sort of let the ball go out, if it even did. And he's got his goal against Bayern Munich. I think he's slightly unlucky not to have more. I think he's done a lot of running. I think he's unlucky that he's not been picked out enough as well, and that some of the service to him hasn't been ideal. What have you made of his start as a United player, and what do you think? How has that changed your expectations of him for the rest of the season?
He's kind of done what he says on the tin, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you knew he's quick, you know he's strong, you know he's going to get amongst it. You know he's not prolific in the sense he's not the kind of striker who's going to get you, a goal every game or whatever.
Yeah.
I know he can score goals. So I've been sort of pleasantly surprised that he's settled in quite quickly. But I think in terms of his style and the way he has settled and the sort of what he brings to the team, it was almost what I was expecting from what I've been told and from the clips I'd seen and all the rest of it. I do agree on the service element of it. I do think a lot of the time he's sort of chasing shadows, and he could do with a little bit more help from some of his teammates. And I'm hoping that Bruno on that right hand side can whip a few balls in for him, because it'd be good to see Hojlund getting a few more goals, because I think he's only had 4 starts or something for United and 1 goal. It's not like the end of the world, but it'd be good to see him getting goals. He does deserve it from his efforts, and like you said, the Brighton game is very unlucky. But yeah, I think he's had a really good start. And it's not easy. You've seen some strikers far more experienced than Hojlund coming to the United team just struggle straight away.
Yeah.
Take a while to get going. This kid's come in and he's looked like a Manchester United player almost immediately.
Yeah.
I think you look at that cameo against Arsenal, everyone was like, yeah, he's up for it.
Yeah, looking dangerous.
He doesn't look overawed by it. And it can be a heavy shirt to wear, the Manchester United shirt, especially when you're playing number 9. But he's done a very good job so far, and I'm pleased for him and excited to see what the future holds. And I just hope, it's weird that his teammates can adapt to him.
Yeah.
I think we need to see a little bit more of that. I think Marcus Rashford needs to get his head up more. And I don't want to bash Rashford because everyone's doing it, but he does need to get his head up more, because you've got a striker there who you can link up with, who can feed off you. He did it against Brighton when that ball went out. It was a good ball. I was fortunate it didn't count. He did it against Bayern Munich when he set him up for his goal.
Yeah.
Where he did get his head up and go, yeah, you finished that one off. He needs to do a little bit more of that, Marcus. And with Bruno, who's obviously right-footed on the right-hand side, hopefully he can whip some balls in, and we can give him the service he needs. And obviously Mason Mount behind him as well. He's capable of picking out a pass, especially in the Champions League. We saw him do it in the final. So yeah, hopefully the players around Hojlund can get the best out of him, because I think we've got a bit of a gem there, really. You've just got to nurture it.
Yeah, he looks good, and he's only 20 as well, isn't he? He's not, we used to occasionally top players become top players when they're 20. Like the real, best players of a generation may already be approaching world class by the time they're 20. Let's be honest. That Mbappe, Rooney, Messi, Ronaldo, Haaland. We see it.
Do you know what though?
But
Joe?
there's lots who don't.
Like even Ronnie, I think was 21, 22 when he got
going.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I remember when he was 18, 19, people going, he's not good enough.
Yeah.
Whereas you're right, like Owen, Rooney, but then for the flip side of that is you've got your Shearers, your Ian Wrights, your
Lewandowski,
Vardy's, Lewandowski's, your Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Harry Kane was 20, wasn't he, on loan at Millwall or somewhere? So, and also different types of strikers as well, and he's quite a strong. I know he's quick, but he's strong as well. He's almost like an old-fashioned striker in many senses.
Yeah, but faster than they used to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's a great point. Just on that as well.
Yeah,
we've got Bruno on the right. It could be Mason Mount dropping in there. We'll wait and see how they line up. When the teams are out, you'll see for definite how it's gonna go, because we're not 100% sure. It's just how we've got it set up. It might be Mount on that right hand side because he can play there.
Couple of comments in the chat about Antony. One super chat as well with Nick Collins saying, "Don't think Antony should be in the team with allegations/investigations still ongoing."
That's a good. Let's discuss that.
It's a good point, and my just personal opinion on that is, there needs to be a rule that we stick to, and is that if there's charges, then they're brought out of the team. Because there haven't been charges as it stands, but obviously there is an investigation. I think United can't let this become based on opinion and based on the way the wind blows, like it felt at times it was with Mason Greenwood. this has to. I think we need. Here's the rules. Here's the checklist. Like Steve was chatting with us earlier about, how checklists are so important in these situations, because under these high pressure situations, people get things wrong. People say the wrong thing, and you can't take it back. So we need. This is how we do it every time this sort of thing happens. If it ever happens, unfortunately, it seems like it does, or it does. Maybe that's the line, but it is interesting that having let him deal with it, what we now deem to have been have dealt with it is he's just done an interview and put a couple of things out on social media, and now he's back. I was slightly surprised to see that. What do you reckon? What do you think United's line of actually no, you're being pulled out again? Because that's sort of blurred now with him coming back, isn't it?
It is blurred. I think if he's charged, then he gets taken out of the squad, and rightly so. I think there is a case to be made that he hasn't been charged. These are allegations, obviously very serious allegations, but as of yet, he's not been charged with a crime. So he's every right to expect his employer to still employ him and to still let him play football for them. So, yes, you might argue, well, even an allegation is enough to take you out of the team. But if he's not been charged, and if United have looked at it and gone, okay, at the moment it's just an allegation, we're going to, we've taken you out of the squad, we're happy that we can bring you back in. And if anything changes, if more people come forward, or if the police decide to charge him, then we're going to take you out of the squad. That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult because it's not great either way. But I get this. I get the fact that he's not been charged, so he's back in the team. Yeah, and I know it's not ideal, and people go, and he shouldn't have been in the squad or whatever. But I understand it, because I think that whilst it's not a nice thought to have, there is a duty of care, and this is a kid who, as far as we know right now, hasn't been charged and hasn't been convicted. Well, we know, not as far as we know he hasn't been charged. We know he's not been convicted of anything. So he's every right to expect his employer to still employ him and let him play football. And that's what Manchester United are doing. And I think that's okay. And I think if he is charged, that should change, and I expect it to.
Yeah, me too. I think that seems like a sensible line for you to go. If we cross that, you're out.
Yeah.
Because, that's the point where the police obviously deemed it worthy of taking to the next level.
I think the Mason Greenwood thing is so unique, for want of a better word.
That public evidence.
Yeah, that evidence dropped before we knew anything.
Yeah.
And it was like, I remember that Sunday morning waking up, and my missus literally going, have you heard this?
Yeah.
And that's the only time I ever listened to it, because it was horrendous.
Yeah.
And that was like, well, regardless of whether he's been charged or not, you've all heard that, and you can all make your own mind up. It's slightly different here. It is slightly different. And I think the Mason Greenwood situation has sort of not moved the goalpost, but got everyone thinking a different way around it. Yeah. I think if you take this on its own and you go, look, okay, here's what's happened with Antony, this makes sense to me. It's not great, but there isn't a happy scenario where everyone's going, oh, this is wonderful, because it's such a horrible position to be in. But I actually think from this standpoint, it makes sense. Yeah,
I agree with that. Cody Hayes, who's been around for 33 months, which is fantastic. Thank you very much, Cody. Says 5-0 today, we are back. We'll get into score predictions in a bit, but I'd love that. Just the defence I want to talk about a little bit. We've conceded, I don't even know the number, too many goals this season.
Too many goals.
Dalot is playing twice a week, every single game, every single minute of every single game at the minute, because he's our only fit fullback.
Can we give him some flowers?
That's what. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's kind of gone under the radar that Diogo Dalot isn't part of the problem at Manchester United.
Yeah.
And that's probably the biggest compliment I can give anyone at this moment in time. He's playing week in, week out. He's playing in different positions. He's not an issue. I want to say he's not an issue. It's because he's going about his job and he's doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
You're not coming off, I'm not anyway, either, finishing watching a game wherever you're there or at home or whatever and going, Dalot again, let us down. A lot of his teammates, you are saying that about.
Yep.
And I think he's having a good season. I really do. And I think it's not easy when you're right back, left back, you're up against, is it Martinelli or, no, not Martinelli, sorry, was it Saka who's up against the Emirates?
Yeah, because he played left back. Yeah. He was excellent against them.
And then you're up against Matoma. He's had some difficult wingers at his face, and he's done a good job.
Yeah.
So I think he deserves a bit of credit, Dalot, because I feel like he's just kind of slipped under the radar a little bit. And he's one of those where, how you have, we always say it like an FC, like Marshall FC, Donny van der Beek FC.
Yeah, Pogba FC.
I feel like there was a bit of a Wan-Bissaka FC at times last season, where everyone's like, oh, Wan-Bissaka's so great, really getting nice, come back in the squad, and he turned everything around. And because he'd gone from almost leaving to turning it around, everyone loved him. I remember the second half against Newcastle, where he put Alan Saint-Maximin in his pocket, and it's like, oh, this is fantastic.
Yeah, people love a comeback story, don't they? It's better to get battered for 12 rounds and then hit the knockout blow than it is to knock someone out in the first round. Because it's more emotion, more, oh my God, we can't believe it.
George Foreman versus Michael Moore.
Exactly.
That kind of scenario.
I mean, I don't know what Michael Moore was doing in the ring with him after, was it Bowling for Columbine? He did that.
Yeah,
but that was a
his
strange matchup, wasn't it? But anyway, if you just win if you win a fight on points, you don't get the same credit explosion as you do being the underdog and not a final, knockout in the last second.
Yeah.
Like Wan-Bissaka had that.
Yeah.
Dalot's just been sort of Mr. sort of trudging along. No one really talks about him. Kind of just playing when he needs it. Like
it's interesting.
It's just gone under the radar, isn't it?
Filthy Fellas the other week, and obviously they've got United fans on there, but they've got like a lot of Arsenal fans and other fans, West Ham fans, and they were all raving about him. They were raving about Diogo Dalot, and they were like, "Oh, you know what? Dalot was so underrated. He's a great player." And I think maybe some other fans might look at it and go, "You know what? That's a really good fullback there."
Yeah.
But I think United fans are a bit like.
He's got, I tell you what he's got, in the last 12 months. And I don't think he's got the same innate quality. But he's got a touch of the Luke Shaw's to him, I think. Do you know where he's sort of like, when you think about what is Luke Shaw world class at? Nothing springs to mind. He's not the best crossover ball. He's not a sort of Leighton Baines kind of set piece, dead ball merchant. He's not a sort of 1v1 defensive player like Wan-Bissaka is. He's not, endless, tireless running up and down, sort of Antonio Valencia style. He doesn't really have one thing where you go, he is the best in the world at that. But his touch, well, maybe his first touch actually, I think is maybe the best in the squad. But his touch is brilliant. When he's at his best, his passing is excellent. His awareness is very good. His sort of intricate 1-2s and stuff are excellent. And he kind of just does everything really well, carries the ball well. Dalot's got a bit of that to him. There's nothing where you look at him and go, he's absolutely amazing at that.
Sometimes Shaw's awareness can be shocking. Though.
It can. But when I'm talking
Shaw
and he's good on his every other year when he's really good.
Because he's another one where his ceiling's ridiculously high.
Yeah.
He can be the best fullback in the world.
Yeah.
And then he can be the worst in Manchester.
But just on that, to try and sort of give Dalot, like you said, a little bit of credit here, I want to just have a look at a few stats where he really does stand out. Because sometimes I do like a few stats occasionally. So in terms of progressive carry, these are all in the Premier League this season. So it's not like, including when we've been good. It's all in a bad team. His pass percentage is in the top 20%. His long pass percentage is in the top 11%. So his long passing...
Is this in the team?
This is in... No, sorry, let me get this right. This is compared to other fullbacks in the Premier League this season. Right. So it's not just compared to United, it's compared to all fullbacks in the Premier League this year. Long pass percentage, very good. One thing I do want to look at, in particular, how he goes up against dribblers. His dribblers tackled is in the top 7%. So tackling people who are trying to dribble past him is fantastic. His percentage of dribblers tackled is also in the top 7%. His challenges lost is in the top 20%, and his clearances are in the top 16%. His take-ons attempted, top 11%. Successful take-ons, top 7%. Like, on the ball and stopping opposition players is absolutely exceptional. His progressive carries, top 11%. Carries into the penalty area, so dangerous areas, top 11%. All things where you go, what does he do? He's very good 1v1, as it turns out, just not quite as good as Wan-Bissaka, and very good on the ball as well. So I think if we can add a couple of assists to his game and really give him something where you go, actually, look, here's the proof. But, behind the scenes, there's a lot of good things going on with Diogo Dalot. He's 24 years old.
This is another thing with Dalot. I do feel like there's been a progression there as well.
Yeah, me too.
I do feel like sometimes we forget that players do get better.
Yeah.
Like when Kyle Walker, for example, who's roundly regarded as one of, if not the best right back in the world at the minute. Everyone's raving about
Maybe in Premier League history, to be honest.
People are going, Kyle Walker, look at him, look how he puts, Vinicius Jr. in his pocket and Mbappe in his pocket when he's playing for England and all this other stuff, and he's just won the Champions League and all the rest of it, albeit with 115 charges hanging over the Reds. Yeah, when he was 24, what was he doing? Where was he? Was it Sheffield United or Spurs?
He was at Spurs.
I mean, he was all right. I mean, obviously got to move to City, but we think he was City when he was 27 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, when Kyle Walker was 24, he was probably at a similar level to what Diogo Dalot is. He got better. And this is the thing I'm trying to make it with Dalot. Dalot does get better, I think. I think Dalot now is better than he's probably ever been for us.
Yeah.
Certainly, it's consistent.
You don't worry about him too much anymore, do you? And another thing, in the air, the percentage of times he loses the ball in the air is in the top 2% of defenders. Like, he's just, he's just good. He's just good across the board.
We were talking then about like some of the things that have gone on. You've had the situation with Antony. You've got obviously this scenario with Jadon Sancho. There's a real sort of, almost a little bit of disconnect between the fans and the players at the minute. I feel like it's creeping back in.
Yeah,
because it feels like at times it's difficult to be a United fan. You're watching players that just look like the proper mood and they can't be doing with it. You've got all sorts going on off the pitch, and it doesn't feel great at times. And you look at the squad and you think the connection's not there. Dalot is one of those players that I think's got a very good connection with the fans.
Yeah, me too.
He does. Like, you saw.
I don't see people slagging him off and calling him out and everything.
He's one of those. I know it sounds like a little trivial thing, but whenever you see him interacting with the fans, like at the game, stopping for autographs and stuff, he gave that shirt to the fan when he was at pre-season. You remember, he was the one that made a point of doing it. I just think he strikes me as one of those players that enjoys playing for Manchester United, appreciates the fans, and he's playing well at the minute. And I hope it continues, because I remember under Eric Ten Hag early doors, after that Brentford game, Dalot was flying. I thought the Liverpool, Leicester and Southampton game, that trio of games he had, were his 3 best ever games for Manchester United. He was fantastic in those 3 games. Then his levels went a bit up and down. I just hope he can keep his consistency.
He was genuinely excellent against Saka the other day as well, the other week.
He goes under the radar, doesn't it? Because
playing at left back as well.
Everyone's too busy going on about the VAR or the goals we give away or the this and that. And he just went about his business, didn't he? And I think that can be a little bit underrated, and especially at a time when United on the whole are struggling, and other players who've got more experience and who are arguably better aren't turning up.
Yeah. Speaking of VAR, sorry, I'm just looking at some of the screenshots and reaction that we're seeing to them revealing and releasing the VAR from the Liverpool Tottenham game the other day.
What happened?
Well, basically there was a bit of a bad decision, and Liverpool haven't shut up about it since.
Oh, I must have missed that. I didn't realise anything had happened.
You not seen it?
No.
No,
all right. I thought
a couple of people on my timeline mentioned it.
A fuss about that. Liverpool.
No, they don't really do that. They just it's one of them where they went, we don't want to, cause a fuss, but if you would be so kind, can we have a listen?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest went, go on then, you silly little scamps. So they've released the audio footage, and I've seen a lot of reactions of people going, this is disgrace, this is disgusting, they all should be whatever, snap them in half or whatever, just say about the ref, pull the bits in that, like whatever they say. Yeah. All of this, like, I can't believe it. That audio is exactly what I thought that audio would sound like. Like when you see, we have the evidence of what actually happened, which is the goal wasn't given when it should have been. When you know what the final outcome is, that audio is exactly how I thought it would sound. Yeah. I don't think it made them sound any worse.
No.
Like, there was times where they said onside, but it got spoken over. There was times where they said goal, but it got spoken over. And then, like humans, they realised they'd made a mistake and they're going, oh, fuck. Yeah. Like, to me, that audio was the most human and real thing about the whole refereeing experience to me. I thought they sounded all right. What did you think?
I think that audio's been edited, Joe.
Okay,
I think it's been edited to save their bacon. I think they were actually all sat there going, let's stitch up Liverpool because we hate them.
Yeah.
Because we're all big United fans.
That's true.
We're actually all City fans. We want City to win the league.
They went,
so
the original audio started with them going, fancy putting 2 City fans in the VAR booth.
I know.
Oh, shit. I'm
not giving that as a goal. I've got a bet on Tottenham today.
Yeah,
sack it. Them Scousers are too thick to notice anyway. That's what the
said.
actual audio
I've
said.
got a bet on me to be suspended for next week, so I'm not going to give this.
For me to get 1 million death threats. Like you say, it was exactly what I thought it'd be. A human error, people talking over one another, getting mixed up, and then the restart happening before they could rectify it.
Yeah.
And them literally going, we can't do anything now, the game has started. And Stephen Warnock on Ref Watch on Sky, and it's the only time I think one of the few times he said anything remotely sort of logical, was saying maybe in the future or whatever they could say, look, we've made a mistake, let's give them a goal or whatever, like you know what I mean, they could have done something like that, but
During the game.
Yeah, let's go. Look, we've made a mistake. Look, we need to give it. But you couldn't have done that at the time because that's not a thing.
No.
I think what they've brought in now is this sort of checklist and this
two-factor authentication, like when you're logging into your Hotmail.
Authentication where someone has to go, look, that decision, do we know the decision? Does the referee know the decision? Does the fourth
send it to his old email address?
Yeah, it's all good. You're going to get a code come through to your phone.
To your wife's phone.
To your wife's phone. The referee will get a four-digit code. The referee has to input that four-digit code within 20 seconds or it gets another one sent out. Yeah. And then he has to click on the bicycles or the traffic lights.
Yeah.
Can you identify?
You've got to do a capture of identification.
Yeah. So you got all the back. Can you do all the traffic lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you go, actually, well, if you look at that, the bottom two squares, that's the line of the. Does the sort of lamppost that the lights are on count as lights?
Yeah.
So you click them and then you got it wrong and da. Oh no, the game's restarted. It's happened again.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But to be fair, sometimes these things need to happen in order for things to move in the right direction.
Can we just say as well, to be fair, it is hilarious.
It's great.
I like it.
That's what we were saying before. How absolutely just beautiful would it be if Liverpool lost the league?
If they lost it to United by a point.
Not even by a point. By 1 goal difference.
Yeah, 1 goal. Like, that would... If City were to make it 4 in a row, and they made it 4 in a row by that way,
it's the
that
way
would almost make it all worth it. Almost, by the way. Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Would you rather City win 4 in a row or Liverpool win 21?
City win 4 in a row.
20, sorry.
City win 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Like, City is still going to be miles behind us.
How many have they won? 7?
Yeah, something like that. Liverpool catching us would be horrible.
Ocean Man in the comments, are we losing yet? No, the game hasn't even started, so we can't be losing just yet, but maybe one day.
Please, by the way, someone. Sorry, it's gone off, just so we can see the bits of the pre-match build-up as a talking point. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it is hilarious, and luckily for once, it's not United that have to get sort of effed over for the rules to change, which we have seen a few times.
This has gone off behind us as well.
Let's go into the super chat. We've got a couple of chats here. Classic Noah says, why have they not considered playing Dalot at right wing? Because then we'd have literally no fullbacks on the pitch.
If you do that,
at any time.
If you do Dalot at right wing, then you've got who you playing at right back. I think the only way you can do that is if you put Lindelof at right back then, and then bring in a Maguire or an Evans.
But I don't think that helps anything. I don't think Dalot's as good as a right winger as Bruno Fernandes is.
No, I don't think there's enough of a improvement in the attack to warrant weakening the defence.
No, absolutely.
I think as well, you need at least one of your fullbacks who's an actual fullback if you can. Because Amrabat's a midfielder.
I love that. That's the standard United are at. If it's all possible,
one
could we have at
fullback
least
who's an
one
actual
fullback
fullback
on at once?
Like, instead of moving centre backs there or midfielders, like, you know, Amrabat has come in as a midfielder and we're playing at left back every week.
Proper Oliver Twist stuff.
Yeah.
Please, sir, I want one fullback.
Can we just have one fullback who plays in his right position?
One fullback? Fucking hell. Absolutely no chance. James Kelland says, well, they should be stopping the game even if they get a slap on the wrist for it and make the right decision. That is a good point.
No, but the thing is, right, I understand that point, but for that game, they would have been breaking like their own rules.
I know,
like,
but do it.
I don't know. I think that would have opened up an even bigger can of worms. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
Because then it would be like, but you've made mistakes in the past. Why have you done that in the past?
And also, it's that thing of we've decided to go down the hopefully 2 wrongs make a right thing here.
Yeah.
Whereas actually, they've made one mistake and it's been awful, but at least it's only one mistake, and now we can change the rules afterwards. And the other thing I saw as well, since we've been live, Liverpool appealed. Was it Curtis Jones? His red card.
Why?
They appealed it and it's been rejected.
Of course it has.
Which is great. And then everyone in the comments going, of course they couldn't possibly admit to 2 mistakes. Absolute disgrace. PGML should be, again, snapped, sort of rubbed too hard. All these things that people say, all these threats. When really, of course it's not been overturned.
It's as big as red as you'll see. I don't even know why they appealed. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they're thinking PGML will be in our be kind to us because they've made a mistake on the other one. They might, okay, we'll give you that.
We put out our big statements, so maybe they'll be nice.
It's a red card that all day long.
And also, it is just the same as the Casemiro one from last year.
Yeah.
Innit? And I thought that was harsh. I thought this one was a bit harsh. But if that's a red, this is a red. And for once, they're actually being consistent. Yes, you bounced off the ball, but you then put 8 studs in someone's shin and could have snapped it quite comfortably.
It's like you say, everything gets thrown together, done it like, oh, they're so rubbish at everything. Look, they got the Diaz goal wrong, they got this wrong, they got that wrong.
People say it's the worst refereeing performance of all time. Did you see that? Was it? I'm sure, like, when you read those...
Right, for starters, the referee has got nothing to do with the Diaz goal.
No.
He's literally got nothing. He's not given offside himself. No. He's not gone... Forget what the linesman's saying. I think that's offside. No. And VAR going, you're wrong. He's gone, shut up.
Yeah.
Like,
shut it, you slag.
Shut it. Or the Spurs fan. Like, that's got nothing to do with him, right? The Curtis Jones red card is a red card.
Yeah.
The 2 Jota yellows, one of them is debatable, granted, but the second one is a yellow.
And he knew he was on a yellow when he did that tackle.
So that was just thick.
Yeah, it was.
Like, so it's not the worst refereeing performance of all time.
Probably not even of the season, to be honest.
Like, it's not that deep.
No.
Like, this, like, it's just these extremes. Like, that's the worst thing I've ever seen on a football pitch.
Yeah. That's the worst thing since unsliced bread. Do you remember how shit it was before we had sliced bread, Jay? I bet you remember, don't you?
I do. I remember it.
Do you remember the first time they ever sliced some bread?
Yeah.
Because when you just...
We used to just rip it.
You'd use it for a lot of different things. So you'd sort of carve it hollow for like a washing basket.
Or you'd wear it.
Or you'd wear it as a sort of bum protector for when you sort of skiing down the volcano to get to work or whatever it is. I presume you lived in prehistoric sort of Ecuador. Sort of Chichen Itza way to school or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Emmett McEnany, which is a fantastic name. Emmett McEnany. Fucking yes, what a name that is.
Emmett McEnany.
That's a proper name, isn't it?
That.
Do you know when people like remember your name? That's one of them.
Yeah.
It's amazing that VAR works so well in rugby, but it's the worst thing to happen to football. Should be used in the same way. The difference with rugby is it's essentially a turn-based game, isn't it? I know it's not quite. I know it's free-flowing, but it's not. Rugby stops and starts all the time. There's much more. There are so many more like planned pauses in rugby than there are in football. Theoretically, you could have a game of football that didn't stop for 45 minutes. Yeah. I know it doesn't happen. But rugby's like, we've stopped and they're all laying on top of each other for a few minutes and then we've got whereas football's like fast. Things going in and out really quickly. Pardon me. And, it's harder to kind of... I think more disruption happens when you stop a game of football than a game of rugby. Or cricket and tennis, for instance, are the perfect games for VAR or Hawkeye or whatever it is that they've got implemented because they literally are turn-based.
The thing is as well, right, most of the suggestions... So there are some good suggestions, but I've seen a lot of people on the timeline suggesting different things. There's flaws in all of them.
Go on then, give me one.
People saying like the captain can have a challenge. Like he could have one decision where he goes, I'm going to challenge that decision.
Yeah.
But for starters, how's the captain really know? Like he doesn't know that Diaz offside's onside.
Yeah.
Like, people might be going, no, it is, and he's going, and then he challenges it, and actually it turns out, I know in that case it was, but he challenged it, it turns out it wasn't.
But I suppose the thing with that is you listen, he will be the one that is the sort of representative of his players, won't he?
But it doesn't, and also he might challenge something, it might not be right.
Well, to be fair, I actually don't mind the challenge idea because that way you've got a limited number. Let's say it's one per half. That was it,
I had one per half or whatever.
Yeah, I don't mind that because that way the refs don't have this thing where they get to rely on it all the time like they do at the minute. And the game is, you know how many times and also that thing of, it's so good in cricket or in tennis when it's like they need one more wicket. And let's say it's Sri Lanka versus West Indies, whatever, and Sri Lanka have ran out of challenges. So then no matter what happens, the umpire's decision is final. I love that. I love that feeling of like going into the last 20 minutes of a football match. The captain's already used his challenge. It cannot be overturned. I just
feel like all these rule changes on bringing in this, bringing that, is well and good. But I just feel like training refs and giving them more dough and giving them more training and getting all the refs up to a better standard would be an idea. I do feel like we just forget that almost. Yeah. And like there are a lot of good refs, a lot of great refs out there, especially at grassroots level. And try and like level these guys up, for want of a better expression. Like coach them, train them, get the best refs you've got, and get them training other referees.
Would you say, on that vein then, sending Premier League refs to referee games in the UAE just sort of hours before refereeing Premier League games?
Rid of that.
That
is so ridiculously stupid.
Literally being paid by, I think, Man City's owners.
Oh, well, there's no chance of corruption. And it's not even whether they are corrupt, it's just the optics of it all.
It is just a conflict of interest as well, though, isn't it? And I think we've seen similar things happening in Saudi Arabia as well, which obviously the links to Newcastle are undeniable. The links to Man City with UAE are undeniable.
Of course they are.
It's just like, how can this be allowed?
It shouldn't be allowed, and it's ridiculous that it is. And for starters, you shouldn't be travelling halfway across the world 2 days before you've got a game anyway. Yeah. Secondly, if you're working for the owners of another football club, it just brings up so many different conflicts of interest. I don't know where to begin. You might go, well, he's not refereeing a City game or whatever. He might be refereeing a Liverpool game where Liverpool are going against City for the title. Or he might be refereeing a United game where United are going against Newcastle for the top 4 or whatever.
Or he might be refereeing a City game.
Or he might be a Newcastle game or a City game. Yeah. So that shouldn't be happening.
No.
So stop that. Pay them a wage where they don't need to feel like they have to moonlight. And just get them trained better. That would be a start. Because, listen, when I was growing up, there was refs where you go, oh God, whoever, this ref's no good or this ref's no good. But by and large, most of the decisions were bang on.
Yeah.
A lot of the decisions were.
And you could accept when they weren't to a certain extent.
You know, like Graham Poll's a famous ref. Everyone remembers he gave him 3 yellow cards at the World Cup and all that nonsense. He was a ref that a lot of people knew. A lot of people, Graham Poll let's put it this way, when he wrote his autobiography, Fergie did the foreword in it.
Yeah.
Because Fergie was like, listen, even if I don't agree with some of his decisions, he's a good ref.
Yeah.
I get why he's giving them decision and he's one, he'll hold his hands up when he gets something wrong. There was a decent enough standard of refereeing where I just feel like now there's over-reliance on VAR to try and get you out of jail, and VAR is deeply flawed, and you've got too many refs who are almost scared to make the right decision.
Yeah. It's just a shame, really. Right, back to this team then.
Go on then.
Amrabat, once again, I don't think... Has he started a game in midfield yet? He started...
He came in the second half against Crystal Palace in the Carabao. He went into midfield, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he started at left back.
What have you made of him so far? Because he almost can't get a true reflection. 1, because he's not played very much, but 2, because he's not been playing in his preferred position, and he's been played in a team, thrust into a team that's not doing very well. But what have you made of what you've seen so far?
I think he's been good, and I think he's a bit of a reminder as well, Amrabat. There is a sort of a similarity or an aptitude of central midfielders or defensive midfielders to go into the fullback positions. A lot of the top DMs have done it in the past.
Yeah,
and I remember during the 2008 season when Owen Hargreaves had one of the best seasons I've ever seen a defensive midfielder have.
Yeah, it was
phenomenal that season. People forget because he ended up going to City and he was made of broken biscuits and all the rest of it. But against Barcelona, home and away, he played fullback and he was amazing. You've seen it this season as well. I think Arsenal have played Partey there, didn't they? For a little while before I think he got injured. He was playing at fullback. Other defensive midfielders have done it. You can do that. I don't know why, but it does seem to be a position that's sort of suited. If you're a DM, you can slot into the fullback role. He's got the experience. He's got the ability. He's coming into the United team, and I think he's another one who's probably just. I know the results haven't gone his way, but just loving the fact he's at United. He wanted desperately to come here. He's got here, so I think he's happy to fulfil any role, and he's doing a decent job. I think ideally you want to see him back in that midfield role or in that defensive midfield role or midfield role where he belongs, but at the minute needs must, and he's a decent left back.
Yeah, just this season's just been so tough on it.
My main worry with this season is we've just got. I want us to stick with Ten Hag. Yeah, I think that things will get better. And I think once you get a left back in, even if it's Reguilon, who's actually done well since coming, you can get Amrabat into that midfield. Once Hojlund starts getting amongst the goals, which I expect him to, once Rashford gets back to his best, I think he will eventually.
Yeah, me too.
I do. Ditto Casemiro and Bruno, because they've been a bit erratic. Once you get, I know it's a little while off yet, but Martinez back into this side, which is such a big player for us, then things will look a lot brighter. I just feel like this is the difficult period. And also, people don't like to talk about, yes, we've had performances that haven't been good enough. We've also had little decisions and situations that haven't gone our way. On another day, they could do. So it's not a complete disaster. It's just not been good enough.
And we've also got to a point where if you don't have a good season, you get sacked, which essentially sets the precedent that unless you have perfectly sort of whatever that is, like perfectly, what's that?
What?
Like a gradient.
Oh, right.
Perfectly upward gradient, whatever that is, the whole time.
Perfectly upward gradient. What was that the name of
Perfectly upward gradient was Wet, Wet, Wet second.
I was about to say, was that the name of your high school band?
Yeah. Perfectly upward gradient. But what I don't know the word for it. But you know what I mean. Unless you always
into the comments in the chat
every single time. Trajectory. Thank you,
producer Ethan. There.
Unless you have a constantly linear trajectory that is up every single season, you're going to get sacked. And I don't think that's a good precedent to set, especially when, let's be honest, Solskjaer took over a team that was floundering in the Europa spots. Ten Hag took over a team that was floundering in the Europa spots. These managers aren't taking over the champions anymore like Moyes was. They aren't taking over a team full of champions like Van Gaal did.
You've got to be careful.
They're taking over teams, players who have barely won anything. Yeah. A lot of them for United. For United, they've all won one trophy, most of them. Yeah. Some have won a couple, but most of those players out there have won one trophy for Man United. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just a strange position where it's not always going to be better, champions, Champions League, champions. Like, it doesn't always work like that. Like, if you think the manager is right, sometimes you have to accept that you might have a backwards year. But other things are going on where actually there were mitigating circumstances where Liverpool got their act together. We've had this sort of Sancho, Greenwood, Antony situation going on where one part of the pitch is completely decimated and it's kind of out of the manager's hands. Sometimes you have to, just be patient a little bit. I think, do you know what I mean? Who are we going to get that's just going to go, fourth place, third place, second place title? Because that seems to be the standard we're setting at the moment.
I agree completely, and I think that I've said this a million times, but Fergie had a bit of a lull, and he's the greatest manager of all time. He had that initial season where we finished second in his first full season, albeit distant second to the Scousers, and then there was a little bit of a lull. I think we finished like 11th or whatever it was, and the third season our league form was disastrous, but we won the FA Cup, which was the beginning of the dominant period under Sir Alex. So there might be a little bit of that, but you stick with him. We've seen it, Arsenal and Arteta. He finished 8th. He won a trophy in his first 4 months, then finished 8th and 8th. You finish 8th and 8th for United, you get sacked. You won't get 1/8.
Not only is that not progress, but it's a shit finish. No, it's not like 4th and 4th. It's terrible.
But he was doing certain things that needed to be done. Like he was losing certain, like Aubameyang and one or two other players who just weren't up to scratch and who were getting on a bit, and he moved them on. He was bringing through youngsters the likes of Bukayo Saka. He brought in Martin Odegaard. These were players who were progressively going to get better, and I think the board bought into what he was trying to do. They went, okay, yeah. And like same with Fergie, the board bought into what he was trying to do, revitalising the scouting system, getting everyone on board, getting rid of some of the old guard, all that sort of stuff. So Erik ten Hag just needs that little bit of patience, because I think if he's given patience, he's given the opportunity to sort of just find his feet a little bit, move on certain players, because there's still players that need to get moved on. I know he's done a lot of changes, but we've still got players who aren't good enough, in my opinion. I don't think Maguire and McTominay are good enough for Manchester United. I think Jadon Sancho needs to get moved on.
Martial, another one.
Martial's another one. He inherited all these players. Yeah. And I don't really think that the players you can rely on if you've got ambitions of winning a title. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but I think he's done good stuff.
Yeah,
I think you've got a Galatasaray graphic.
Yeah, let's get into Galatasaray's team. Obviously, 10 minutes till kick-off. Let's have a look at the opposition here then, because they're a strange one where they've actually got a lot of players that you sort of might know and recognise as we have a look through. It's got Muslera, Boy Sanchez, formerly of Tottenham fame, Bardaki, Angelino, formerly of City, and actually maybe slightly more pertinently of, was it Sevilla, he played for Sevilla when they knocked us out as well, Angelino. Then Torreira, who used to play for Arsenal, don't know if you remember him. Then Ayan as well, Akterkoglu, and then Tete, Zaha, obviously we all know, used to play for Manchester United, and Mauro Icardi as well, who has been one of the most sort of naturally gifted finishers in Europe for the last decade, but is also a colossal dickhead. And that's kind of why he's been up and down in his career, but he's been at PSG, he's been at Inter Milan. He was, I think, Inter Milan's captain when he was like 23, and then fell out with all their fans. But he's got 29 goals in 30 appearances for Galatasaray.
I'm a big fan of that.
So
just
he's
falling out of everyone.
Yeah, he is. He's just a bit of a pain. If he had a different person's personality, he would probably be, you know, one of the better strikers of the last generation, or of this current one. I think he's only 30, but he's kind of never quite hit it because of, you know, off the field issues. But he's obviously a great finisher and someone United need to worry about. But a lot of players in there that are very well known, not just to United but to the Premier League generally. There's a good squad there.
And Dombele on that bench as well, former United side, according to the newspapers a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think, is that Cedric Bakambu? I think he used to play in Spain.
Right.
Attacker who's, you know, again, one of those players that was highly rated a few years ago, if it's the player I'm thinking of. Dries Mertens, who obviously played for Napoli for years and years, tricky, I think he's like 5'3", just, you know, really sort of skillful player. You know, lots of players in there who are good players, and good options off the bench as well. Like, this isn't a poor team at all.
You can dismiss Turkish football, you can dismiss teams like Galatasaray, but they've got good players and it's a decent standard. And yes, I expect United to beat them, especially at Old Trafford, but you can't ignore that. And you've got players that aren't done, like Icardi and Zaha, and players like that. They're not 36.
Yeah.
This isn't like their semi-retirement. No. They've still got a lot to offer. And if United aren't careful and we don't turn up, then we'll get found out. So this is a good team we're facing, but again, I still expect us to beat them.
Sorry.
Saying that, I did predict 1-1 in my preview, so that's a bit of a contradiction. But I've changed my mind now.
Just looking at Bakambu again then, it is Cedric Bakambu who used to play, I think it was Villarreal he played at, it was. He signed his contract with Al Nassr 29th of June this year.
Yeah.
And then had it cancelled and joined Galatasaray on the 22nd of July. Right. So he played in Saudi for less than a month.
Right.
I remember he was in, I thought he was in the news recently.
Did he get that signing bonus and think, yeah, that's enough for me now?
I don't even know.
I'm done.
I don't know why that happened, but he had a good season for Olympiacos last year. 18 goals in 32 league games in Greece, and obviously, you know, he's done all right. He's a decent sort of forward player. Obviously, he's on the bench tonight, but they've got players and they've got options off the bench. And Dombele, on his day, can be a very good, very effective, difficult player to play against, especially when you're looking at, you know, and this isn't a knock on Hannibal at all, but when you look at someone with the physicality of Ndombele and just his size and how he gets around the pitch, you bring him on with 25 minutes to go, that could cause issues for United. We've seen it when he's played for Tottenham. There's a reason United wanted him when Tottenham signed him. So, yeah, not to be sniffed at, I don't think. And on that note, get your score predictions in the comments. Give me your score and your scorers as well. I want to know who's getting the goals. Jay, I'll start with you. Score and scorers, please.
I went with 1-1 on our preview.
You did, didn't you?
I did, but I'm looked at that team and I kind of like it. And it's probably the similar team that I picked anyway, so that doesn't make any sense. But I don't know, maybe it's just because it's match day and I'm getting all giddy. So I'm going to go with... I'll change my pre-match prediction of 1-1 and I'll go 2-1 United.
2-1 United. I went with 2-1 United before on the preview. Let's get into some of the comments. We've got Blazed, who says 2-1 United, Hojlund and Casemiro. Cool Gamer Guy, definitely, says 2-0, Hojlund and Amrabat. Django Fett says 2-0, Bruno ×2. Miles says Bruno and Mount and Hannibal too weak. Start only one of those. Interesting. Samuel Emery says 12-0. I'd love a 12-0. I'd absolutely love it. Emmett Toner says 2-1. Loads of predictions coming in. Almost all of them have been United wins, which is good. Nice to see. A lot of 1-0s, 1-1s, but not a lot of Galatasaray I love. United need to win, really, don't they? I'm gonna go 2-1. I still think Hojlund with a brace. That's what I'm going to stick with, which was my prediction from the preview. We need to win this, don't we? We need to get this group up and running. We need to sort of start putting in a shift, don't we?
Yeah, there's not many excuses left, is there? I mean, you kind of go, okay, Arsenal away were a bit unlucky. Spurs, it's a difficult ground. Postecoglou's doing bits. We were good for the first half. Then you get into like Brighton at home. Oh my God, there's not really. We were all right for a bit, but we should be beating them. Then it's Palace at home. Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah. It's like you're running out of excuses now, and you can't just keep losing games, especially at Old Trafford. Yeah. Especially against teams that aren't that amazing and get away with it. So, following on from the Bayern Munich loss as well, you need to get your campaign in the Champions League underway, get a win, and then that hopefully can settle a few nerves before we go into the games against Sheffield United and Brentford.
Yeah, we've also got FC Copenhagen and Bayern Munich playing tonight as well in that other game, Bayern away from home, which is obviously relevant to United, so we'll give you the score updates for that as well. Hopefully we'll have the ticker across the bottom with the scores on there. We will do once the games kick off. So obviously, big game for United as well there, just because essentially we want Bayern to win all their games, meaning we only have to win 3 to go through. That would be ideal.
We'll do them all, Stretford, Bayern.
Do you think?
Yeah, man.
Napoli, Real Madrid, another big game worth keeping your eye on there, because it's just a big game, innit? But I don't know what it is, and maybe this is just the last sort of decade, but whenever you see an Italian team, you just think close but no cigar at the minute. Like, we've seen Juve get to the final, we've seen Inter get to the final. It's just not quite there for that league at the moment, is it?
It's not been there for a little while, has it?
No,
in terms of
15
finals.
years now.
Is that what it is? Is it Jose last time they won?
Well, that was 2010, so 13 years.
13 years, yeah. Because like you say, Inter and Juve getting to the final.
We've seen Juve get into a semi-final, I think, with Ronaldo.
They've never really looked like winning it since that season with Jose Mourinho. So, yeah, it was weird as well, because when I was a kid, growing up, Italy had some amazing teams, like Milan. When I was a kid as well. Juve.
Even that like Fiorentina team in '99 had some
Parma were a great team.
Yeah, Parma with
Spria and Zola.
Yeah,
they were so good to watch them. I remember when like Gaza went over there and the Gazzetta and everything. It was one of those leagues that was just dead sort of sexy.
Yeah.
Just before we get into the game as well, just about to kick off.
Yeah.
We are coming to Dublin
live show.
Live show. We're back in Emerald Isle. Me, Joe Smith, Stephen Howson, Adam McCullough, and drumroll, John O'Shea.
Come on!
The scourge of Luis Figo is joining us in Dublin. There's a little.
So many games he's played for United. Carry on.
Oh yeah. There's tickets obviously available, but I'm not just saying this. You might want to act fast because they are going quickly. The response has been fantastic.
Yes.
So there should be a link in the description or the chat, one or the other. Yeah, I think there's a link in the description.
Yeah.
Click on it. If you can get over to Dublin for the 28th of December, come and see us. You're listening to me, Joe, Steve, Macca, chatting Wibble, and then we'll be quizzing John O'Shea about
394 games for United.
Megging Figo. Scoring the winner in the last minute in front of the Kop.
Yeah. Chipping, I don't know.
Jens Lehmann, was it Lehmann?
Arsenal.
Also, going in goal at White Hart Lane and keeping a clean sheet.
Yeah. Not a lot of keepers can say that. Certainly not many Tottenham keepers.
Nicely done. What a show reel that man has got. What a highlights reel. So we'll be getting into all that.
I can't wait to chat to him, I can't wait.
It's going to be great.
And he always seems like a good bloke as well.
Yeah, he is. I've met him a couple of times. He's proper sound and he's very funny as well.
28th of December. The link is in the description. Click it. Check it out. Also, members get a discount as well. We're going to be putting that code in the members section. So make sure you check that out as well. But make sure you come down, chat to us. You can meet us afterwards. There's extra, tickets and stuff to VIP, all sorts. Chat with John. Come on. Come and join us at Stretford Paddock live in Dublin. Right. Kickoff is upon us. Nervous?
A little bit, yeah. Feels like, we say this every week, don't we, Joseph? But it feels like a must-win game again.
I know.
It's like, we need to win this one.
We need to start winning.
I mean, technically, we could lose it and still go through, but come on.
Is this something that we've missed here? Has Sanchez already scored for Galatasaray? That's a mistake, thank God. I was going to say,
it's not a premonition, is it?
I hope not. Hey, oh my God, if Sanchez scores from a corner, that would be bizarre if he does. So, immediate look here. We've got a sort of Mount as a 10, Bruno on the right, and Casemiro and Hannibal slightly deeper. It does look like how we had our formation set up on the screen. That looks like what we're seeing, but again, it's the first 20 seconds. But just initially, it's very much Bruno on the right-hand side of that midfield. And good energy there from Mason Mount. Well done, lad.
Isn't it mad that in the FA Cup final we're already 1-0 down now?
Yeah.
It's just so crap. I know it's so good, man. I just never get over that. I'm sorry.
I couldn't believe it.
Honestly. I took my lad as well. He's only 8. We just sat down and I was telling him how we were going to do these. Like, don't worry.
Horrible that.
Yeah.
So I remember my dad just left the room. And I said they've scored and he thought I was messing.
Yeah, because it's like, that can't be a thing. And
I was just saying, like, unfortunately, we won't win this game. Because it's hard enough to beat City anyway. But imagine starting the game 1-0 down, which is essentially what happened.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to play City in the FA Cup final, and they get a 1-0.
Go on, Rasmus Hojlund. He's hold off his man. Great ball. God. Oh, was that Bruno there? Yeah. He just didn't get hold of it, did he?
That's brilliant from Hojlund.
Hojlund then was fantastic.
Really, really good. Do you know what he looked like there? Do you remember that spell under Solskjaer when Lukaku played right wing? And was just an absolute bullying bastard out there. Yeah, looked really good. Hojlund was just Lukaku'd his way across the wing there. Played it into Bruno, who arguably should have gone with his right foot.
He's just, now we're under pressure.
Yeah. Potentially could have gone with his left foot there, Bruno, if you ask me.
It's like he's proper tried to place it, and just stick your foot out properly and connect with it.
Yeah. Well done, Rafael Varane. Bought a foul there, but we needed it. They're pressing really hard there, Galatasaray, weren't they? Yeah. Really pushing up. Ten Hag looking fired up, full of energy. I like to see that. The last thing I would want is to see him sort of withdrawing and withering away a little bit, but he's coming out with the screaming. Got his little what's it called, notepad.
You've got to remember as well with Ten Hag. I know he's only been at United for just over there, but he's a very experienced manager, a very experienced coach. He's been around quite a long time.
Good space here.
Up. Oh, Bruno, find a pass. Bruno working on the right hand side here. Can he get a cross in? Done a little Rabona. Oh, no, I don't think you're going to get anything there.
Got stuck
might be a foul, but it's not.
Is this no, it's not. It's Tete on the right.
United getting back into shape and position quite quickly, which is good to see. Yeah.
If you were a manager, obviously Ten Hag is your miniature notepad manager. Yeah. You see, there's the iPad managers. There's just sort of sit and chew gum and explode with rage managers. Yeah. What type would you be? Would you sit on in your chair? Would you be on the dugout? What's your?
I'd have to sit in my chair. Yeah. Because I think if the players saw me. Because of the hip, I'm getting on.
The trick hip.
Also, my eyesight's shocking, so I'd be shouting at the wrong players and all sorts. That wouldn't help anymore.
Embarrassing.
My writing's terrible, so if I was making notes, I wouldn't be able to read my own writing. Yeah. So I'd just be like, what the hell is this? What does this mean? And I have to have someone translate my own writing for me. And also, I think if the players looked over and saw me just performing on the touchline, it'd just make them annoyed and put them off.
So you'd be sat down?
Sit down, and people think, oh, look at him how cool he is, and I'm not. I don't want to put anyone
Van Gaal was one for that, wasn't he?
He used to make notes, didn't he?
Yeah.
Is what I mean?
Very studious manager.
Yeah. Thanks, he just kept that in for us.
That was weird.
I know, yeah.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Every time I see a player do that, where they sort of stop the ball, trying to keep it in and the opposition takes it. Do you know what that reminds me of?
Go
on. David Beckham against Brazil 2002. Their second goal, I think it was. Whichever one wasn't the Ronaldinho one anyway. Where he runs the ball
well done out, there, Mason Mount.
Stops it on the line. They get it, take it the other way and score.
Oh, mate. One
of them. It every time.
What type of manager would you be? That's awful.
I think I'd have a sort of a 360-degree digi wall that's just iPads, replays, note taking. I don't know, probably some sort of Rosetta Stone language thing going on as well. So I can hear if they're speaking Turkish, the opposition manager, that's been immediately filtered, played in English to me. I'd be kind of completely shrouded by screens.
Nice. Yeah. That's really good, that. Yeah, that'd go down well.
I feel like I'd look from the outside like someone from Daft Punk. Like a sort of helmet with but inside it's this sort of vast array of digital content. Brilliant. Oh, Marcus. Disney Plus on one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'd be on the touchline shouting.
Would you?
Yeah. A lot of Tony Adams.
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
All that business.
All that. I'd be
love
doing
all that. Hey. When Gerrard was doing it as well. Yeah. Like, giving it a bit of that. Come here, no, and everyone was just ignoring him. And what are you on about? Don't even understand you, mate. Crack on. Who was your sort of favourite manager at United when it came to the way they acted?
Jose.
Are you big
I mean, Fergie, obviously. But
no, I don't. You don't count. Post Fergie, I should have said.
Jose,
sorry.
yeah. He's just
kicking over them water bottles or throwing them water bottles and all that.
The United Jose was the beginning of the sort of sad Jose, wasn't it? Where the antics and the sort of remonstrations don't lead to big silver.
Do you know what? In 2016, when we got him, I genuinely thought we were going to win the title.
I thought, well, we've won at least one league.
Yeah,
because he wins you one.
And after that first season where City finished third and we finished sixth, but we won 2 trophies, I thought we made the right decision. I didn't regret it. I didn't think, why didn't we get Pep? I was like, yeah, it's a good first season. Now we'll kick on and win the league. It's all tailor-made after winning those 2 trophies in his first season for him to do what he does at every single club he's been at throughout his career. In his second season, he wins the league. Yeah. It just wasn't to be, was it?
No. He's a fraud anyway.
He's under the pressure at Roma, isn't he?
He is. Do you say what? I saw that goal.
Conte ready to take over from him, apparently, according to reports.
Is it? I saw that goal again today, the Paul Scholes one against Porto. It's one of the worst refereeing
That's the worst decision I've ever seen in my life. It's 2 players keeping him on side.
For anyone who hasn't seen that, go and watch it again, or if you haven't seen it in a while, go and watch it again. It's worse than I remember. The other thing that makes it even worse is sometimes I can understand why a linesman gives offside if the player who's deemed to be offside is the nearest player to them, therefore obstructing the view of the defenders behind him. The linesman has got 3 Porto defenders in the way before you get to Paul. He wouldn't have even been able to see Paul Scholes when that ball was played. No. How he could have thought he was offside is beyond me. That would have made it 2-0. We would almost certainly have gone through. Yeah. Jose wouldn't have won the Champions League for Porto. No. And he may never have done anything.
No, he might. That, innit? No, he might. He knows it doesn't go to Chelsea. It doesn't become that. Yeah. It doesn't become a thing.
No, he's not a fraud, though. He's obviously an amazing manager. But just
do you know what, though? It's weird, isn't it? Because there's still a part of me that, even though I'm fuming about the decision, that I think, you just don't know how things pan out, do you?
No.
Like, you might not have had the Gerrard slip if it weren't for that. And I'd swap it all for that. I know City won the league, I don't care. It was just hilarious. That's probably my favourite moment in football.
Better than anything United.
Never mind United winning the treble and winning the Champions League and all that nonsense. Watching Steven Gerrard slip over after saying this does not fucking slip is amazing to cost his team the title.
Do you know when you think of those?
And I don't care that City won it. No one really cared anyway.
The great moments in sport or in film or in just humanity. Him saying we don't let this slip and then slipping and costing.
Carefully, Hannibal.
Is genuinely just a perfect moment, isn't it?
It is. It's unbelievable.
It's Galatasaray.
I hope we could be in a bit of trouble there.
Counter-attack Manchester United and Dalot clears
Well done, Dalot.
Tried to do too much there.
There's a little reminder of Hannibal. Just got to be careful there. You got cut out. His pass.
I think that's
intercepted and he couldn't get back in time. You couldn't write that any better than it came out of the Gerrard.
That's what I mean. It's perfect. It's too good.
And also, do you know what I love about that?
I'm chatting.
You're right on there, lads. What I love about that is he didn't need to give that speech. Yeah. Like, there was no need for him to give it.
He did it on the pitch because he wanted the accolades.
Yeah.
You see these moments of sort of hubris.
Yeah.
John Terry, penalty shootout, Moscow. I'll go last, lads.
Yeah.
You see it.
Straightening his armband and all that.
Yeah, like that. What's his name when he did the team talk on the pitch for Hull? We know his name.
Phil Brown.
These moments of like, you know what? I'm going to do it I'm not doing it for us. I'm doing it for me. And that Gerrard one, that was for him.
Yeah, of course
You've got Spider Cam hovering over the top. He knows it's there. He could do it in the dressing room, do it over WhatsApp. You know,
what was he talking about? Like, he was talking about the Norwich game when it was next.
Yeah.
We go to Norwich and all the rest of it. Like, do you honestly think anyone stepping out onto that pitch against Norwich a week later is thinking of that speech that he's just given? Or that he gave a week before? It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
You know what annoys me about that game as well against City was how everything just fell into the lap. I think Yaya Toure, who'd been phenomenal that season, got injured in the early doors. Suarez should have got sent off for diving because he got booked and then he dived and it was a dive and everyone could see it and he didn't get another yellow. It just all went their way.
We go to Norwich, exactly the same. We go again. We do. This does not effing slip now. This does not effing slip.
It's just
beautiful.
Stevie Me, innit, as they call him. Beautiful. And do you know what annoys me is like how many people bought into the whole nonsense of it. Like, oh, what a great player, what a great season. It's just no. He was decent, but come on, the only reason they were in that title chance was to lose Suarez.
Yeah, obviously.
But have you ever seen the story of that game? Talking about Jose, there's a story of like, because Chelsea had they were playing Atletico Madrid, weren't in the Champions League a few days later, so they played their reserves. So they had like Mo Salah playing for Chelsea and Demba Ba obviously, and there's things like Mark Schwarzer in goal and all that. And before the game, Jose said to him all like, at half time, by the time you come back for half time, if at least 2 of you haven't been booked for time wasting, there's going to be murders. Because I just want you to waste as much time as possible. That's all you need to do.
Perfect.
And then you see it where you won't give the ball back and all that.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. It's just brilliant, Jose, that.
Yeah,
that's the Jose you love.
It is. And certain performances like, do you know, I don't think it was Jose, was it Conte? Or was it Di Matteo or someone, where Chelsea beat Spurs to win Leicester the league? Like that game, Chelsea.
That when Spurs' heads fell off.
Yeah, Chelsea just were not going to lose that game. They would just kick in. It was the same sort of performance, like just grabbing, biting.
Moussa Dembele lost his head, didn't he?
Everyone lost their head.
Yeah,
everyone lost their head. It was so good to watch that.
It was so weird that as well, because even right up till then you thought Leicester won't win the league.
Would you say of any league title you've ever seen, the most people in the country wanted the same team to win that year?
Yeah, I think so.
I think other than Tottenham fans, who in the grand scheme of things, you know, they're not United or Arsenal or whatever in terms of support or Liverpool.
Maybe there was an element in 95 of Blackburn because everyone hated United. I think United had just got going enough for everyone to start hating us.
But then all the United fans didn't want Blackburn to win.
And that's a big
so you
chunk
lose a lot there.
And also there will have been a few fans who were just bitter because it was Jack Walker's millions that had got him the title and they've bought it and all the rest of it. So there would have been an element of that. But yeah, I think Leicester.
It was like England winning the World Cup or something when Leicester won when they won the league. It was like we all just agree this is the best.
The only regret I've got of that is that it wasn't like Liverpool or City that finished second.
Yeah, that would
it wasn't up against one of them. Like, if it had been Liverpool, that would have just been perfect.
Yeah.
They'd have pipped Liverpool to the title.
Yeah, that would have been great.
They almost won it at Old Trafford, didn't they? Danny Simpson was on a brew and he was saying like, I think if they'd have won at Old Trafford or drawn, they'd have won the title. But they didn't, obviously, and then they won it a week later or whatever it was.
If you were a Leicester player, would you have wanted to win it on the pitch or altogether watching another game, not playing?
I don't know. From a fan point of view, we've had it ourselves, haven't we, where we've won the title. We won our first title when Holden beat Villa, do you know what I mean? And then we've won it ourselves, like, 99 at Old Trafford when we beat Spurs or whatever. It's always better when you can see it, innit?
Yeah. You want your action to be the deciding action, don't you? You want to be swinging the axe. It's a lovely pass, that.
Go on, Marcus.
Go on, you got space behind him there.
Someone help him out.
Yeah, well done.
It's better.
Good run. Pull. Hold on, Casemiro out. Easy pass.
That's the one.
Hannibal's
in here. Oh, has he kept it in?
Yeah, he kept it in.
Well done.
Poor first touch, though. And again, Hannibal, pull it across. Easy. Twice there, you've seen Hannibal not willing to use his left foot, sort of cost him a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The first time the touch meant that he had to go the other way, and the second one, he wants to use his his right foot too much. But good play there, good passing.
What are the comments saying?
Daz Salford says, I'm noticing comparisons with Jay and Eric Ten Hag.
Nice. Oh. Well done, Diogo Dalot.
Come on. I worry with getting worse.
Hello. Arsenal are beating Lons 1-0. Gabriel Jesus.
Great. Their group is just pointless.
Who is in that? Who's in that group other than them two, obviously?
So, I think Alonso the second best team, innit? It's Arsenal, Lons. Oh no, sorry, Sevilla and PSV.
It's a doable group. I know Sevilla are decent, but it's not like that difficult, is it?
No. Arsenal
easily the best team in there.
Yeah. Bayern and what's it called? Copenhagen still no. We're still doing this thing where when we get the ball we try and score so quick that at times we fail to kind of keep control of the game. Well done, Amrabat. Gave it away and won it back there.
Right, you've got options out left. That's the one. Run it in, Marcus.
Find a pass. Well done. It's all right.
Well, it's not a very good pass, but it'll do.
Casemiro just trying to lift it. Luckily, it didn't go through because it would have just been a goal kick anyway.
Oh, it's a bad ball, that.
Yeah, it is. He wanted the run from Dalot there, but he wouldn't have made a difference
I know,
anyway because the pass didn't get past the ball. Yeah. First 15 minutes, what are your thoughts?
Been alright. We're always alright for the first 15 minutes, well, apart from the Forest game. It's after that, was it the 80-minute mark that we seem to fall apart?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's looked quite lively. What I'd expect us to get him. It looks like, has Marcus moved on over to the right, or was he there anyway? What do you reckon so far?
Yeah, decent. We've limited their opportunities, haven't we, which is a good start, but that's good, because that would have been through there. Man on. I just want to see a little bit more composure in the final third.
Is he onside here?
A chance here if Rashford's onside.
Yes!
Brilliant goal!
Go on! That's Miss Hojlund there.
Yes. I'm worried at VAR. I'm worried he's Rashford offside, but if he's not, that is the first
what
time
we want to see.
In about fucking 10 years we've had someone cross the ball to our striker's head who is busting a gut to get in the 6-yard box. That's exactly what you want from Rashford.
You've just done with that VAR thing, man.
Because I'm not saying he is. We didn't see it, did we? We didn't see the pass.
No.
We just saw Rashford looking like he was on the line of the defender. I'm assuming Hojlund knows he's onside because he can see the line. Whereas this one here, the ball over the top, it's tight.
On.
It's
that
tight.
Play,
it looks on. Yeah, he looks on. It looks on.
There's Marcus in it who's got to be off.
It looks on.
I think that.
And this, brilliant by Hojlund. Great cross from Rashford.
Great cross,
brilliant
great
finish
header
as well. That's a difficult finish because that's coming in at the top of his forehead there.
It's probably going to give the game away.
And he's had to lean back and just let it hit his head.
Well
no
done,
power on it.
Marcus,
that's a really good finish.
Rasmus Hojlund.
Really good finish. He just lets it hit him. Really good. Because if he goes like that there, the ball goes straight over.
What did we say before the game about Marcus? He's got to get his head up, find your man, and he's done that. Remember, you've got a striker in the box now, and he's done just that. But that's a great finish. He did well there.
Well done, Marcus. Well done.
Yes.
We saw the best of both of them there.
See what I'm saying? Did you hold back there? Was that in your head?
Yeah, because I couldn't see if Rashford
it's
was
just
offside.
ruining it for you.
I know.
That's shocking, that.
Shit in it. Oh well.
It is. Just get rid of it.
Just that one because I thought I couldn't see if he was. You know what I mean?
I feel for you, man.
And the man that we could see on the pitch, his nearest man he would have been offside.
Yeah.
But there was that fullback who was further back who kept him on. Perfect. Just what United need on that. When we get to that 18th minute as well, where we start occasionally looking a bit ropey.
Yeah.
Getting a goal then is great.
Good start that, and we've got it in our 18-minute golden period.
Yeah. People saying quality assist by Rashford.
Good. He's had a lot of stick, Marcus Rashford, from people who say he's done and he's finished and he's not good enough, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And we need to drop him and stuff like that. Well, he's quality. You've seen what he's done. Don't get involved, Hannibal.
Yeah.
And that was a great run and a great cross and a great finish.
Yeah. He absolutely blasted it onto Hojlund's head as well, didn't he?
I thought it was like, because if you watch, he lets the ball rise enough so he can side foot it. And he did well to not snatch at it.
Oh, that's all right there.
A bit tasty.
Yeah. I
thought he did well because he could have snatched that, because the defender's coming in. But he waited until it was high enough for him to do like the volley.
He did well there. Ooh. Trying again.
It sounds crackers, but I hope Marcus can get a bit of confidence from that because his head's dropped a lot lately.
Yeah.
And obviously Hojlund deserves a goal. We said it, didn't we? He deserves more goals than what he's had because he's ran himself into the ground. He just needs better service, and he got it there.
And that's the sort of goal that sometimes if you just think of the limitations of a striker, if he's not really quick, he doesn't score that.
No.
He has to get to the other side of his defender that he starts on. If you're a slow player, you've got to hold back, and that's the only way you can score. It's good to see we've got a quick, strong striker who can actually get in that position in the first place.
Like last season where you had Weghorst, and people just stopped looking for him in the box, didn't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just like,
well, he would have had to drop back to the penalty spot there.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's have a dig myself.
Yeah.
I just hope that when Antony's on the right hand side, he gets in that mindset as well.
Keeper.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Sofian, yeah. Come on then.
This is more like it.
Mason Mount. Oh, Hojlund's in here.
He's in.
Oh, he's missed
it. He just needed a touch.
It did. Oh, what a pass from Mason Mount though. A lot better from Mason Mount these last couple of games.
He's growing into it. He's another one as well. People too quick to throw him under the bus and dismiss him.
Yeah.
After 3 games for United.
Two. It was 2 games and they got injured. People going, waste of money. I can't believe we spent 55 million on that. Shocking. Should have got the other Madison.
Hey.
Although weirdly, until they joined United, I was never certain that Maddison and Mount weren't the same person.
Really?
They're just the same, aren't they? Hard working, sort of same haircut, same kind of.
It was
size,
mad as well because like when we
player.
got Mount and not Maddison, no one really I saw was mad. Keen on getting Maddison. Like, why don't we get Maddison? And then once Maddison got to a flyer, everyone was saying it.
But again,
everyone.
This happens with every team, and United are a huge example of this. Because Leicester got relegated last season, social media just decides that every player who was in that squad
it's not a good ball that
shit.
Casemiro though. Careful, well done there, Hannibal. I thought he was going to commit a foul, but
people just decide that they're all terrible.
There you go. Napoli winning 1-0 against Real Madrid.
Ostigard. But yeah, because Leicester got relegated, people go, well, every single person to a man in that team must be crap. And it's obviously not the case, is it?
The best player we've ever had, we got from a relegated team, or one of them. And that man was?
Not Alan Brazil, but someone like him.
We got Alan Brazil from Spurs, I think. Roy Keane.
Of course, yeah. Was that 93 we signed him?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Hojlund there, maybe should have got a touch on that one, shouldn't he?
Yeah, the one. It was a similar thing that happened at the weekend, wasn't it? Where he just got half. I know he didn't get a touch on that one, but he got half a touch on the one on the weekend. But you've just got a striker there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got someone who's in the box, who's getting on the end of things. Got to be stronger there, Diogo Dalot. Oh, for God's sake. That isn't good enough. And it had to be Zaha, didn't it?
Yeah.
Dalot's got to be stronger there. We were praising him before the game, but for me, that's weak.
Fucking hell. Kicks it straight into the floor, bounces over Onana. Yeah,
Dalot, man, we praise you. The commentator's curse there.
Fuck's sake. They've not looked like scoring whatsoever, have they, Galatasaray? No. This is what we do, innit? The team who don't look like scoring, all of a sudden, they've got a goal. No question of offside. You've got
to march on him now as well, man. Just gets bullied. Just
pushes him off, doesn't he?
Yeah. Got to be stronger there, Diogo Dalot. No.
Oh, but it's not even back. It's deflected off Dalot's thigh straight into the ground and over Onana as well. Oh. Look on that as well. Dalot's paw there, and then the fact that it hits Dalot's leg, goes straight down into the ground and bounces into the top corner or over Onana into the corner is just ridiculous.
It is. Poor that.
Now
come on, Diogo. We've just been praising you.
Now they're pushing into the box. Galatasaray. Ball back out.
How long was that lead for? 6 minutes?
5.
5. Great.
Same
old story, man.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I've seen people on Twitter taking bets on which minute Zaha would score in as well before the game. You just knew it,
everyone was saying it, weren't it? Everyone thought. I know he's been at Old Trafford a few times since then, but he just felt Champions League.
Come on. Well done.
There was that piece in The Athletic talking about his time at United. Now we did him a bit dirty.
Yeah.
I think so.
He sort of slipped between the cracks of care.
I feel a bit sorry for him, in all honesty.
Yeah, me too. It was that era where, because Fergie was doing everything, and then he stopped doing everything.
Just imagine signing for Fergie, and by the time you get here, David Moyes is your manager.
I know.
That's the worst thing that could happen to anyone.
Yeah.
And also, Moyes, not only is your manager, he doesn't fancy you, doesn't want you.
I know.
I mean, Jesus wept. Saying that, I've got no sympathy for him right now. You can do one.
Yeah. David Taylor says, great show, lads. What's your opinion on the new Champions League format for next season? Personally, I think it's a terrible idea.
Is this like this? What is it, like one big league or something stupid?
I'll just get the... Yes, it is. But let me get the details.
There's 80 teams in a league and you'll play each other once.
Okay. So from the 24-25 season, 36 clubs will participate in the Champions League phase, formerly known as the group stage. Sorry, now it's called the Champions League phase.
Champions League phase.
Yeah.
Keep going, Bruno. Put him under.
Giving 4 more sides the opportunity to compete against the best clubs in Europe. Those 36 clubs will participate in a single league competition, in which all 36 clubs are ranked together. So basically, it's a single league with 36 teams in it. 8 teams get out. I think there's then something like is there then a further, 15 or 16 teams in a knockout phase, and then there's another 10 teams or whatever that get relegated into the Europa League. Whoa! So yeah,
Casemiro there with a shot from 20 yards out, and it took a deflection. Is that a corner?
Yeah, it must be. But yeah, you still only play 6 games or 8 games or something, and yet you're all being ranked against each other. That feels unfair.
Going wide, actually. It's probably done us a favour there. I think they're moaning here that Marcus has fouled Torreira, but I don't know. I think he's got took out and he's fell into him. 1-1, Lons versus Arsenal.
There you go.
Thomason.
Like us.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Come on, United.
Come on, corner to United. Bruno Fernandes.
Good ball, that. No one there. Oh, it's... What is it, a free kick or something?
I honestly think if a referee wants to, they can give a free kick to the defending team for a corner. Every corner.
Yeah, they can.
And no one questions it.
No.
What happened there?
I have no
idea. Did they just go...
Yeah.
Like, nothing happened there, did it?
No. This is what I mean.
Yeah, some sort of altercation. Didn't like it.
Can't get over that. Goal, man. Honestly.
Such a shit goal, innit? Oh.
Do you know what, right? I was thinking when me and you were going on about the lower foot, he's going to cock up today because we keep going on about how well he's doing.
Do you believe in that sort of thing?
Not really.
No. Still, they're just not coincidences.
Annoying, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminded me of?
Go on.
Michael Carrick against Munich in 2010.
Yeah.
Remember that first goal? And he's got bullied, didn't he? Just before half time on it.
Yeah.
I remember screaming at him, "What are you doing?" I hope Napoli drawing with Madrid, or Madrid are drawing with Napoli. Vinicius Jr.
Good player.
Decent, him,
I would say, based on the way you speak about him, one of your favourite non-United players.
100%.
Yeah.
Love him.
You really like him, don't you?
Just old school, entertaining, attacking, skillful player who scores goals, takes people on. Little bit off his head. Just great to watch. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and just brilliant as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Skillful, like you said, skillful.
Yeah.
Loads of assists, loads of goals.
Yeah.
Just very good, isn't he?
You know what them ones, like, gets half chances and just makes them look easier?
Yeah.
Like
Bale had a knack of that, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where you just go, sorry, how's that happened? How have we gone from there to watch, to a goal?
I imagine if you're watching him week in, week out, and he's probably a little bit frustrating at times, but I don't really see that. I usually see the big games where he does really well. Yeah. Go on, Hojlund. Absolute legend. Go on, son.
Brilliant centre forward play there.
Honestly.
Absolutely fantastic centre forward play from Hojlund there. Amrabat in behind here, pulls it back to Mount.
Oh, bro.
Really good that. That is the benefit of having...
What's he moaning about there? Shut up.
That's the benefit of having a proper number 9 there, isn't it?
Does well here.
He's got 3 men round him, comes inside, plays it out, gets back in the box.
Great little ball there as well.
Brilliant.
That's what I want from Marcus. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, he's going in as well, that from Mount. Just blocked, just on his toe, but it's going in the right direction.
Just got to... just let's see what happened with this.
Just
held on to it too long there, Marcus. Apparently Zaha has the same number of goals against Manchester United as games for Manchester United. So he played 4 games for us and he scored 4 goals against us.
Can I shock you?
Yeah.
Me too.
You've got the same number of goals against United as you've got appearances for United.
Yep.
That's crazy, that.
Me and Zaha
are the same.
Very similar.
Do you know what I mean? That is mad. That's
and
a mad stat.
And not everyone can say that.
No. Serious, certainly. What are you doing there, Casemiro?
Foul him. Well done. Wait, he fouled you?
I don't know how. We got away with that one.
I thought Casemiro was about to get a book in there. And somehow he got a free kick.
Casemiro, he took himself into trouble. Do you know what the weird thing was about Zaha, right? At the Charity Shield where we beat Wigan 3-0, he played. I thought he played well.
2014?
Yeah. And then he didn't play again until October.
I know. It's a bit Sancho in pre-season this year, isn't it? For once, I think Rashford should have took that there.
Yeah, he left it for Hojlund.
Yeah.
They're just finding the feet, I think, them two. They're getting there.
They are.
Little nuggets. Come on, Dalot.
Apparently in the group stage of the Champions League next year, you can play another team from your country if there's 5 teams from the same country.
That makes sense.
Yeah. To avoid deadlocking. Right, can we get a booking in there now?
Get him in
good.
Book.
2 or 3 of them. Galatasaray is Torreira, obviously, former Arsenal player. Casemiro looks like he's hurt there, holding his face. He's been slapped in the face.
No, it was on his...
Oh, yeah, that hurts.
Stood on him, didn't he?
Just dragging his studs across the outside of Casemiro's foot there. Just a bit of a stamp.
I think that's dirty, that.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing there. He's nowhere near the ball.
Yeah. If that's 6 inches higher up on his shin, it might be a red, that.
Yeah.
But it is on his foot, so I don't think it's a red, but painful one, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nasty, that. Nasty one.
Yeah. Remember him at Arsenal.
Just keep going here now. They've had a good little spell last 10 minutes.
We found him.
Hopefully there's nothing too serious happening with Casemiro. I think it's just because of the nature of the injury. It was a sore one.
Yeah.
Because we don't need to be losing him.
I think the only way that would be a severe injury is if he's broke his foot.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain one.
I love the fact Bruno Fernandes is going mad still.
Good. Should be. Put pressure on the ref.
Yeah.
That's what everyone else does. Yeah, Rashford.
What are the comments saying?
Yeah, Gordy B666 says Rashford causing them so many issues. Great decision making today. Yeah, he is looking more dangerous, isn't he? And some of that's because he's doing a bit less, which I like to see. People saying it's funny to see how the referee's protecting Man United. Interesting.
What? Shut up. He just stamps on him. What do you think he was going to get? Nothing.
I know. Yeah. Again. What's that?
I don't know. I don't even know what happened then. Just someone went down and it's a free kick to Galatasaray.
Someone said, keep seeing Amrabat with the number 4 and thinking it's Varane.
Everyone says that. It does have the Varanes, don't it?
Does it look like it more at Old Trafford? Have you seen him at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Amrabat. Have you seen him?
Not in the flesh, I haven't. No, I didn't go to the...
I bet it would, though.
Did I?
Because some players, when you're at Old Trafford, just look the same as each other, don't
He
they?
weren't at the Brighton game, was he? He didn't play the Brighton game.
I don't remember.
That's the last time I was there.
But yeah, you can see it. Look at the top of the screen there.
He was class for on. He's just week in, week out, weren't that guy.
Shame, innit?
He was great in the Champions League, and when he first came, some of the things he was doing were ridiculous. And it's weird because so Rio Ferdinand was chatting. I think again he was on Phil for the other day doing his draft. United or Arsenal 11, and he chose Varane in his midfield.
Yeah.
And he said when they had him there, everyone was like in awe of him. He was so good.
Shame that it wasn't a success, innit? Really?
His career just fizzled out as well, didn't it? Like,
He
went to Chelsea, didn't he? Yeah.
I was looking at the stats of that. We were looking at them. I can't remember who it was. They were on display in the office anyway. And he played like 28 games for Chelsea.
Yeah. I think he scored it.
He wasn't even that old though when he went there.
No. They played. Casemiro's got all yellow there.
This game's getting a bit fractured at the minute, isn't it?
Let's have a look at this here. Casemiro.
Yeah. He played at Chelsea for a season. He played 7 Premier League games.
Yeah,
it's weird.
He'd fought, because you remember Fergie went mad, didn't he, when he kept getting asked about him towards the end of that season. And then he ended up going to Chelsea. I think we got 16 million for him or something, which, to be honest with you, was a bit of a bonus because he'd fallen off. He just wasn't that player that we thought he was, or there wasn't the player that he'd been at Lazio. At Lazio, he was ridiculous.
He's got a lot of money spent on him, you know. Obviously, he got Lazio bought him for 18 million. Then we bought him for. See, it says 28 million, but the rumours at the time were closer to 40, weren't they?
Nah, I always thought it was 28.1 money or something.
That's what it says on Wikipedia, yeah. But in my head, it was more than that. But
people always say it put Fergie off like big money foreign signings as well. I know we've still bought players for big money, but if you look at most of our big signings after that, tended to be English players.
Yeah.
Not exclusively, but we didn't tend to go for the big money signings from abroad.
No.
Oh, Jude Bellingham's got his goal for Real Madrid, so they're 2-1 up against Napoli.
He's absolutely hit the ground running, to say the least, hasn't he?
He's ridiculous, isn't he?
Yeah. I like it as well, and because obviously that league's a very good league, but I do think that it's a good league to go to if you're a sort of player like Jude Bellingham. Real Madrid as well, they like a robust box-to-box player, and you can kind of have that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Whereas, we saw it with the likes of sort of Paul Pogba at United. You have to be amazing week in, week out to play for United because we're not winning every week. So you'll see too many games where you lose. Whereas for Real Madrid, you go there, you're going to win 25, 30 games a season no matter what.
He's been banging them in for him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
How many has he scored? About 4 or 5 a season so far?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, because I remember, like, you were saying, you look at an all-rounder like Bellingham and it's like, what is he very good at? What is he one of the best at? And certainly his numbers in terms of goals as well.
He's got 7 in 8 so far.
I
don't know if that includes today.
I presume it doesn't.
8 in 9.
I mean, that's ridiculous numbers for a midfielder.
2 assists as well.
So attacking-wise, he's doing the business, and he likes to mix it up as well. So fair play to him as well, do you know what I mean? What was he, 17 when he went to Dortmund and got to Madrid at the age of 20?
Yeah, brilliant.
Well done, Marcus. Bad touch there, Bruno.
Only just turned 20 after they signed him as well, just around the time they signed him as well, end of June. That'd be a booking. This game's getting a bit silly now, isn't it?
I mean, that's... Yeah,
it's not a booking.
He's not booking him for that. I thought.
He is. Yeah, of course.
I was about to say that's as clear a yellow he's going to get because he was away.
Yeah.
And he's took him out.
Dalot and Casemiro booked now. Zaha getting annoyed.
Could do without being on a booking now. To be fair, does he get the ball? Does he get the ball?
The ball looked like it moved
looked
backwards,
like he got the ball and kicked it against him there, Diogo Dalot. It might have been, the replay, for some reason, looked like it'd been pressed on fast forward, which didn't help.
Yeah.
But it was difficult to see. It might be a bit harsh there. Paddock got booked for waving a yellow card, I think, which I thought like at the time.
Their manager.
He was stood at the touchline waving a yellow card when Dalot got his booking there.
It's weird to me that that's a gesture that's been deemed a yellow card offence.
Do you know what the weird thing is, though? Oh, lucky there, Marcus. Oh. Do you know what the weird thing is, right? I remember we played Everton in 2009. Anderson waved an imaginary yellow and got booked. And I genuinely think that's the last time I was at a football match and saw a player get booked for waving an imaginary card.
Yeah.
You never see it.
No.
And yeah, it was a bookable offence. Then I don't know if they stopped
it. But they've started again this season.
Yeah,
it's happening all the time now.
It was weird because it was like...
Yeah.
There was talk that it was going to be a thing, then it wasn't. And now they're saying, right, well, it is and we're going to enforce it.
Yeah.
Because the Liverpool fans, I know it's not like them, but they were kicking off because it was Udogie waved one and didn't get a yellow the other day.
Yeah.
And then Dalot got booked and sent... not Dalot, sorry. Jota got booked and sent off. Just to make matters even better for him. Come on, United. 5 more minutes till half time, or 6 minutes till half time. Get a goal now. We're going to have my old mucker Scotty on at half time as well. He's going to be going through the stats, the half time stats, so make sure you're getting involved in the chat and the comments as well. What are people saying?
Yeah, Nick Collins. What's that? Amrabat.
Go on, Amrabat. No, too much on that.
Man's the Rashford, your man there.
Yeah.
He says, I swear there's a bias against Casemiro. Seems
Careful
like he's booked for his first foul every game for the last 3 games. That's going to be a booking on Hannibal now, I believe. The thing with Casemiro is, I
don't think he's getting booked for that, Hannibal. I think he's just getting a bit of a, don't do it again.
Yeah, maybe a bit lucky there. Casemiro is the sort of player that refs would assume is going to put in enough tackles to get a booking, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's got that feeling about him, like, oh yeah, you can book Casemiro, he'll get a booking. So I think refs sort of lean towards it a little bit.
You're right.
Certain players have that about them, don't they? We're just seeing the Jude Bellingham goal here. Is that him on the ball now? Running through the whole defence, cuts inside, puts in the... Yeah.
Jude Bellingham just casually scoring one of the greatest goals of all time.
Yeah, very good goal there by Bellingham.
There you go.
Do you know one thing I will say about that goal? And I would describe it as a Heung-min Son goal. Because Heung-min Son loves the sort of goal where he's dribbled with the ball for ages, but only actually dribbled past one player.
Yeah.
Like Heung-min Son loves, oh my God, he's run 70 yards with the ball, what a goal. But
do you
how
know
many
what,
players has he
like,
actually gone past? One. Not like Giggs. He went past 5 players against
most
Arsenal.
goals like that, like Owen against Argentina, Maradona against England, don't actually go past that many.
No.
It's like, you go past a couple of players, even Rude against Fulham.
Yeah.
You go past like 1 or 2 players, and then that's it. It's just running then.
Yeah.
Like, you're away. Like, that tends to be what happens. So, yeah.
Very, very good goal. I'm not knocking it,
Yeah.
but he gets somehow in their box without anyone near him.
Giggs is, like you say, Giggs is a good example because Giggs is the exception because he runs into a load of men.
Yeah,
and gets
he's like
through them.
dribbling through 4 players.
Yeah. Whereas usually what he'll do is the initial bit is where they beat someone and then they're away for like 30, 40 yards.
Well, like Heung-min Son one from a couple of years ago where he's like inside his own box.
Yeah.
He just knocks it past someone and runs, and just no one's near him for the whole thing, and then he puts it in.
Oh, God.
Just want to see a bit more from United.
Yeah, it's...
The game, since Galatasaray scored, I wouldn't say they've not had a lot of ball, they've not made a lot of chances, Galatasaray, although they've had a shot here. But United have just looked far less dangerous.
Not the one.
Poor there, Rashford. Go on. Yeah, they've just looked a lot less dangerous, haven't they, United, since...
What's Zaha there?
Well done, Amrabat. Oy.
He's done you a favour there. I don't know what he was thinking now. I'm going to score the greatest goal ever.
Fergal McClements says, mad that every other letter in Galatasaray is an A. Let me just do the maths on this quick. He's bloody right. Good that, innit?
It's like Nana.
Yeah, good that. And also in Nana, every other letter's N.
Java.
An N.
Oh, yeah?
This is good.
Yes. Go on, my son. Go on, Mason Mount.
He's been good today, Mount.
Yes.
That's a foul, ref.
Are you having a laugh? That's a blatant foul.
He's tried to go
and it's
past
right
him
in
and
front of the ref.
him
Do
up.
you know what? Whoever that Galatasaray manager is, he's doing my head in as well.
Although Dalot didn't complain for it there.
Let's have a look here.
He gets a touch of
but
the
he's
ball.
there. I think he's pulled his foot up a bit as well. Like, you know, when he's sliding.
Yeah.
Now let's make sure. It's annoying.
That's a foul, personally. First time United have shown a little bit of impetus there. Looked like they were kind of just waiting for half time a little bit before then. Well done, Amrabat. Do you know what's nice United having? Someone who's got legs, who's got size as well.
Yeah.
Hojlund's got it.
Yeah.
Amrabat's got it. Like, they're physical players. It's nice to have a bit of that.
Well done, Diogo Dalot. Great turn there, Mason Mount.
Yeah,
well
he's
done.
Been good.
Because that ball was fizzed right into him.
Well done, Marcus. Mount.
Was that Hannibal? That hit Hannibal. Oh, mate, that could have gone anywhere there.
He's been really good, Mount. He'll have gone under the radar because people don't like talking about him, but he's been really good tonight. And he's hit the ball straight at Hannibal. That's in otherwise. That's going in the far corner. That's going right in there. Oh, fucking hell. Rashford did really well there. Got past his man, got the ball in the box.
Rashford's done well. Mount's done well. Hojlund's done well this half. Amrabat's done well.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good performances there.
So annoying that it's just that one bit of stupidity from, not even stupidity, just poor defending from Dalot. Route one, booted the ball over the top, and then they've got a goal and it's 1-1. This is going in. I don't think the keeper gets that because he doesn't see it till late.
It takes a little slight deflection on the way to Hannibal.
Does it? Okay,
as
maybe.
Well. I'm only a little one. Be good to see Mason Mount get a goal as well.
I love that. Hojlund is the one I wanted, but Mount as well would be really good to see. Dalot and just having a little drink. The game sort of stopped here. I don't know what's going on. Galatasaray play down in the box. They're just... I don't know what's up with them. Everyone's having a drink. Yeah, it's Torreira. For some reason, the bloke who's seen to him on the pitches...
Seems like the president of the club.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a guy in a suit who's just come on and to deal with the matter.
Very strange.
I don't know what's going on here. Scotty's here. Hey, my boy Scotty.
Getting in his seat. In his special chair.
In his special chair.
I like sitting on those chairs.
Hey.
I like sitting on a chair when your feet can't touch the floor.
That's the story of his life, that. To be
honest with you, no, his mic. Luckily, your mic's off. It does. It's nice
I'm only joking, my friend. No, it is. It's
the only time it ever happens is when you're on a.
Does that happen for you actually? Because you're the other end of the spectrum.
When you're on a stool or when you're on a roller coaster.
Ah, right.
Do you know when you're on like air?
What's that one at Alton Towers Nemesis?
Yeah, it's closed down now.
Has it?
Yeah, I've been on it a few times.
Oh my God!
Handball. And yeah.
The way the referee ran over there, I thought he was about to give a penalty.
Yeah, I did.
Not well giddy.
Yeah, comfortably handball.
That's handball. Yeah, it's been a good performance from United. Yeah. Just that one lapse, really, from Dalot.
Shame, though, innit?
Because again, other than that, Galatasaray haven't really been in it. We've had a lot of chances.
Yeah.
Not many clear-cut ones, but we've certainly had... Right, that's a foul, that referee.
It's been very physical in the game
he's
today,
literally made no attempt to get the ball. Does he give it?
Yeah.
Thank
One
God
thing
for that.
I like about what I've seen from United today is when Galatasaray have gone physical and gone hard, United have sort of matched it.
Yeah.
I know it's led to a few bookings, but we haven't cowered under their sort of
No, you're right. You make
aggression.
a good point. That sometimes we get bullied, and I hate that.
We do.
And we've got some real battlers in there.
Yeah, we have.
And it's good to see.
Yeah. So free kick.
If you're alright to take a photo of Scotty.
If you can imagine the free kick against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final, is that the same position?
Come on, United.
Someone
challenge him, man.
Yeah. Throw in here for United. Same place. Come on, try and get the ball in the box. Well done, Hojlund. Oh. Okay.
Go on, Hannibal. Go on, my son.
Well done.
Well done.
Really well
Go on, let's have a crossing. It's a poor cross, that.
Yeah, left foot won it.
I know. You're right.
It as well.
You're right.
Find a man. Too much on that, I think. Good deal.
Oh, he's there. Barely touched him there.
Oh, no. Matt walked straight into the ref there.
He likes getting involved, doesn't he, Mason Mount?
Yeah.
Remember him and Martinez that time?
I quite like him, you know. I like Mason Mount. I think he's been good today. I hate these performances. These are the performances that we've had all season. Do you know where you go, if the score didn't exist, you go, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
And then you look and it's 1-1.
These are the performances where everyone has a meltdown. Scotty's going to get into that in a minute and see if everyone is having a meltdown. But Scotty can give us the stats as well. Because I don't care about goals, me. I like transfers and stats.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather lose.
I don't even know what the score is half the time.
I'd rather lose but win on XG.
Yeah, I love XG in possession. Yeah, that's the real quiz.
Just before we can throw to Scotty, it is 0-0 still in the other game, the Bayern game. Lens won, Arsenal won as well in that game, and 2-1 to Madrid in the sort of the main, big games tonight.
Big games for the big dog. Wait a minute, we're not going over Scotty.
Well, let's go through the rest of the scores.
Through the rest of them.
In that other game in Arsenal's group, it is PSV 0, Sevilla 0. Full time in the other group in Madrid's. The other game in Madrid's group, Union 2, Braga 3. Salzburg lost to Sociedad as well, and Inter and Benfica are currently locked at 0. And also, in the Premier League tonight,
Burnley beating Luton.
Burnley are beating Luton 1-0. If there's ever a game to miss, it's that.
Luton versus Burnley. That just feels like the All Lives Matter derby, that, doesn't it? Hey, do you know what I mean? Not to cast aspersions on either of those two fan bases, but it just does. It's just the EDL versus the All Lives Matter Brigade. Do you know what I mean? Let's have it right. What?
Who's got the biggest banner?
Yeah, who's got the biggest banner, eh?
Scotty's here, how you doing?
Hey,
I'm really good, cheers.
What did you make of that first half?
Very encouraged, to be honest. I was a bit disappointed with the how quickly we lost the lead.
Yeah.
Which, I wish we held on to leads like Liverpool hold on to VAR injustices.
Nice.
Very good.
But unfortunately, that's not the case. But I know that Marcus Rashford's come up for a lot of stick recently for his lack of goals, and I think that it's unfair. I brought it up on the Watchalong versus Brighton when Hojlund had his goal disallowed, and I said that the link-up play between Hojlund and Rashford, you can see little moments, and that's certainly been the case today.
Yeah.
All of Hojlund's goals, the disallowed one, the one against Munich, and today has come from a Marcus Rashford assist.
Yeah.
So and it's nice. When's the last time you've seen two strikers in any great international team?
No.
Like in a team. But I've been encouraged by it. But I was saying to the producer before we conceded, said Dalot looks all over the place.
Yeah, really?
He called it.
Yeah, and then it looked like Zaha, when he's got the booking now, is going to make for a dangerous sort of second half with him, I think. So
good point.
There's been a few bookings as well, hasn't there? Casemiro on a yellow. I think one of the Amrabat at left back was a massive concern before the game started. But I thought he's been a great player. I've been concerned like you though, Joe, with the composure. Like we go 1 up, just hold the ball. You don't need to chase it all the time. But some of the stats. United have got the most possession, but it's not by a massive amount. 51.6 to Galatasaray's 48.4. Total shots for United, 5. Clear-cut chances, only 1 each. They don't look really good, Galatasaray, do they?
No. They don't. They've looked all right, which you'd expect from a team with the players that we mentioned before. We know a lot of these players. It's not like it's a team full of unknowns. You go, okay, we know that there's quality there, and you can see that sort of almost from the off, but you still feel like United have got it too much for him. And it's been a decent first half, I feel.
Not to tread on your stat toes, but just expected goals is according to FootMob. It's United's is 1.25, Galatasaray's is 0.22. Yeah. So the fact that it's 1-1 is slightly unfortunate.
I'm just annoyed with that from Dalot because
me too.
He sees it coming a long way. He's stolen the match. He's not stepped up. He's gone right.
Yeah.
So he's given himself a couple of yards on Zaha. He knows what's going to happen, and he's just got to deal with it. And he just gets bullied. There's no two ways about it.
And
I love Dalot.
Drag another player into this, but we've seen Lindelof have that done to him a few times, haven't we? Do you know where a bigger player just backs in and pushes him? And Zaha, I know he's tall, but he's not, known for being a strong bloke, is he? But he just levers it the right way. Really, he does really lean into Dalot. But even so, however you do it, you've just got to not let that happen, haven't you, really?
That's always the issue, isn't it, going to the second half now? Because United haven't been great, in the first half or second half. Second half usually tend to fall off. So we've got to hope with Dalot on that yellow card as well going into the second half. I don't have FOTMob on my iPad because producer Ethan just basically didn't sort it out before.
He didn't sort it. So were you guessing
people getting thrown under the bus?
I wasn't guessing those stats.
Go on, Scott.
No, the XG ones
make him up. That's what Alexi does when we ask him for a stat. He just makes it up.
The thing with XG as well, though, is different people register it differently. Right. So depending on which model they're using, it's not always the same. So sometimes you'll see it on there, and then the XG philosophy or whatever you see on Twitter, they'll have a different one. But roughly speaking, United's is over 1 and theirs is 0.2.
Yeah, so they should.
So it's slightly unfortunate.
They've got clinical strikers. I loved your analogy of Icardi though. He's like Jose Mourinho as a centre forward.
Yeah, he is. That's what he's like.
Pisses everybody off. Yeah. But he can put the ball in the back of the net, and this is going to be the issue going into the second half. Casemiro's on a yellow. I think he's looked a little bit sluggish towards the sort of latter stages of the first half.
Little bit sloppy.
So it'd be interesting, but I don't know if there's any possibility of maybe putting Amrabat into the middle, but with the lack of options at left back. Mount's been really good.
I agree.
I think Mount's been covering a lot of blades of grass all that game, and he deserves the credit for it. He's been all over the place and was very unlucky. He was a Hannibal away from getting the second goal, really.
Yeah.
What have you made of Rasmus Hojlund, Scott?
I think he's probably the best centre forward we've had
ever.
Yeah.
I think that is a pretty accurate.
There's Rasmus, and then I'd say George Best.
Yeah. It's right up there.
Yeah. That's been favourable to George.
Yeah, he's done what we not like. He's been the type of player I expected him to be, but there was always that worry it'd take him a while to get going. He's only 20, but he's shown his strength, his pace, his finishing. We've seen all that today.
He's just bullying defenders. I just love it. I can't remember the last time we've had big strikers post Ferguson, the likes of Lukaku. Okay, Ibrahimovic did it, but Zlatan didn't have the pace to sort of run at plays. And I don't think we've seen the Hojlund that we've seen tonight in previous games. Because he's not had that space to run into him. But within the first sort of 5 minutes, he was just charging. I was like, yeah, man, this is what I want. And then he scored 2 champions when he scored the second one. That's 2 Champions League goals in 97 minutes for a 20-year-old, and him leading the line him leading the line like he is. I just think it's an incredible thing.
Yeah. No, it is, and like you say, to have that striker in the box getting his head on things is great.
Well, he's mature as well because he's bringing players in. I think towards the end of the first half, he was like he brought the ball down, then sent the ball across to the left hand side for Rashford. I think them two, as time goes on, can develop more of a sort of partnership together. Don't forget last year Rashford was leading the line, and he's having to sort of relearn a role this year, right? Because everything was going through him. and now he's having to go out on the left. He's having to become more of a sort of assist, which he didn't have to do last year.
And I think if sorry to cut you off. I think as well, if you're Rashford, you're probably sat there thinking, this lad scored 2 goals and had a third one disallowed, and I fucking assisted all of them.
Yeah.
What have I got to do to get some credit for like trying to actually find my teammates? Where's everyone else giving Hojlund all these assists? It's only him. Like, I know he's been a bit wasteful, but he's the only one who's assisted Rasmus Hojlund so far.
Yeah, certainly has.
Such a good. I'm just watching the cross there again, and it's such a good cross because it looks easy, but he waits, Marcus, for the ball to sit up for him. Doesn't snatch at it, and it's almost, I know it's hit with a bit of pace, but it's slightly cushioned in the way he's hit it with the inside of his foot. So if you get your head on it, and it's not easy, but if you get your head on it, it'll go in, and he does that, Rasmus Hojlund, does really well. So it's a great goal from both of the perspectives.
I saw it and I thought he's well at that too hard, and then I thought he just smashed his head on the end of it.
Yeah, that's what you want. It's a little bit like, do you remember Chelsea's back in the day? He always used to dare you to get your head on things. And thankfully, I had Eric and Mark Hughes in the middle who was just like, yeah, all day long, we're like that. Not an issue.
Steve Bruce, like, I don't care about my face, mate. I'm getting on the
face
end
in
of that.
Love it.
But yeah, no, it's been really encouraging. So there's a bit of criticism. People are saying Bruno hasn't played great. But this is the thing with playing Bruno outright. I don't think he likes it, and I don't think it's his best position for United. So, but Mount's playing well as that, that pivotal role in the midfield.
Yeah, and I think I don't think Bruno's had a great game, but saying that, Mount stepped up, Marcus has done well, and Rasmus Hojlund's done well, and I think on the whole it's been a decent team performance. I think it's just that one error that sort of undermined it all. But hopefully, if United can carry on in the second half, then we can get that second goal, because I feel like now getting a win would be just so big, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like that would just sort of alleviate so much pressure on everyone.
I think the thing with Mount as well, like, Bruno Fernandes shouldn't have to have a top game for United to win. Rashford shouldn't have to have a top game for United to win. They were basically, in terms of us, obviously Casemiro was huge for us winning games, but in terms of us scoring goals, it was them two pretty much all last season, and all for the last 3 or 4 seasons, wasn't it? If one of them don't score or assist, we ain't scoring or assisting. And it's nice that, I know he hasn't got a lot of assists, but someone like Mason Mount today, playing the balls through the lines, playing the ball over the top, putting people in through, like that ball he played to Rasmus Hojlund outside of his foot through the defenders. And if Hojlund had got a touch on it, the keeper went past him and he would have had a free goal to shoot into. Unfortunately, he didn't get that touch. But, like, other than Bruno, who was making those passes last season? No one really, not from that sort of deeper midfield position. Maybe Eriksen, but again, he doesn't offer that goal threat that we've seen from Mount. You want a position where Bruno and Rashford can have a bad game and we still get 2 goals. That's been almost impossible over the last few seasons. So with Mount, with Hojlund, we need someone on that right-hand side who's got a bit more sort of, about him in terms of goals and assists. But if we can do that, then you've got, areas where goals can come from that's not relying on 2 players all the time.
Yeah, it's a great point, Joe, because once the opposition realise that that's your only way of scoring or causing the threats, it's easy to nullify it for sort of, everything coming up. We've had a super chat from Reese. He said, Joe and Scotty rivaling Hannibal's main. Sorry,
Nice.
Jay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'll say that. That's fair enough. I think in the main stakes, I am third out of the 3 of us. There's no disputing that.
You're going for that. You like to sort of see yourself as a bit of a Amrabat, though, don't you? You've done this a few times where everyone's a picture of him on the screen. Jay goes like that and tries to sort of copy the picture, the face that Amrabat's in. You
People shout Sofian at me all the time.
Do they?
Yeah, all the time. Sofian.
Soften. They're calling you. Oh, he's Soften.
We're not in Yorkshire now, son.
Oh, he's soft lad.
Soften,
they'd say in Sheffield.
What do you think Antony could make an appearance second half?
Maybe, yeah. I think depending on
not sure about that one, mate.
The mad thing is, I'm just thinking about, you could have it as a sort of Casemiro, Mount, Bruno midfield. But I think you would miss something if Hannibal went off.
Yeah, 100%.
He's very active, isn't he? Like, I'm just looking at some of the stats. Like, he's been involved in 8 duels so far, won 5 of those 8. Like, successful dribbles as well, going past people. In terms of defensive numbers, he's getting stuck in as well. Like, he's just about. He just does a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's not making a load of passes, but he's had 30 touches. He's someone that gets involved in the game.
I think
he doesn't go under the radar.
I know
You see him all the
Casemiro's not
time.
been amazing, but I think Casemiro's better when he's got Hannibal alongside him.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And I
But
can
that's
see-
like Fred last year, though. I thought when
Yeah.
Fred didn't play alongside Casemiro didn't look as good.
City game, prime example. Was Fred there.
Because Fred's all over the shop now. This is why I never understood why McTominay gets like game time under Ten Hag, because his running's gone.
So many for me has fallen off. I don't know. I think even by
It was a low ledge he was falling off.
yeah, it was. You're right. I've never been his biggest fan, but I've always thought he offers something. But I thought the Brighton game and the Bayern Munich game were absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
But
I've seen
Ten Hag sees something in him.
I've seen McTominay have very good games for United.
Oh yeah,
not
of course.
loads, but he's not someone that was completely without use.
That's what I mean. That's
Whereas
why I feel like
I'm
he's
agreeing,
fallen off.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
because I think there was a player where you could go, me, you, and McCollum's never really been his biggest fan, and we've had these discussions where you go, well, at least he gives graft, he does try, he can get you some important goals. Do you know what I mean? He's a player that you can sort of at least get the energy from. But even that seems to have deserted him.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously Amrabat's come in, showed us what he's about. Hannibal. I mean, if I'm McTominay, I'm looking at that and I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
I am. I know Hannibal is a very, very talented player.
Yeah.
This is a player for the past 3 or 4 years has been touted as a future superstar. So there's no shame in it, but you must be looking at it going, here's a kid who's just leapfrogged into this team over me. I've got 6 years on him. I've been playing for United and I've been playing regularly for United from the brunt of those times, those years. And now he's the go-to guy. That's got to be a little bit like, what are you doing?
Don't it make it worrying that why didn't you leave then? Do you know what I mean? He must be kicking himself for that, but that's a conversation for another day.
I reckon he wanted to leave.
You think he wanted to leave?
I reckon he probably did.
Yeah, but did he
I mean, I don't know. There was rumours that we'd had
West
bids
Ham
for
apparently
him and
wanted him,
West
didn't
Ham
they? I
wanted
don't
him,
know. I
and
don't know what went on there, but
he's playing like someone who didn't get the move he wants, rather than trying to show why he's staying. Do you know what I mean? He looks like he's.
I hope. Do
pissed
you know
off.
what? Right, I thought this at the weekend. I hope Ten Hag sticks with Hannibal. I do. I just think he's just in that midfield. You can see what he's bringing to it. You need that energy. You need
If you
that
look
busyness.
alongside Mount as well, with this, when you got that sort of that dynamism between them all, and Casemiro being the sort of linchpin for them all as they're running off him, I'm all there for that. What have you made to Lindelof and Varane at the back? Seem pretty solid,
They've
don't
not
they?
had anything
Really,
to do though, have they?
No.
That's the thing. That's why it's so annoying. They've had one shot on target, Galatasaray. Like they've done okay.
Looks like Christian Eriksen's coming
yeah.
on. Actually, he's getting stripped, so we'll see who he's coming on for. I don't know if that's tactical or
Maybe Mount.
There's a bit of injury. It'd be a bit of a shame if it is Mount, because Mount's had a very good first 45 minutes.
We saw, didn't they, last week? He came off against Palace, didn't he?
Yeah.
Planned sub.
Yeah, so it might be one of those where Mason
Saying
Mount's been
Eriksen
sold.
for Hannibal.
Oh, Hannibal.
Oh.
Interesting.
That slows things down in the midfield.
See, I mean, Eric Ten Hag, you hope knows what he's doing. I wouldn't have done that, but Christian Eriksen's a very talented player, so we'll see what happens there. It's just one of those. I just like Hannibal measuring that midfield today, but that's what we've been going on about.
Just saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder whether that's forced or tactical.
We'll try and find out. We get a bit of volume, and we'll see what's going on in, and maybe you can have a little bit of
Yeah, I'll have a look online.
a Google.
On digital.
Yes. Scotty, anything else you want to tell us or your thoughts on going into this second half? What do you want to see from the Reds before we...
Just more of the same, really.
Yeah.
I just can't afford any sort of defensive errors at the back. If that doesn't happen, then I'm not too concerned about them scoring as great as Icardi used to be. And Zaha, he can finish on his day. As long as we're solid on the back. Just more of the same. Hojlund and Rashford link up front. I think there's definitely goals in it. But if we do get another one, let's just, hold tight at the back, just keep our composure, go, for the rest of the game. See it out.
Definitely.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Cheers, guys.
Grab you a little bit later on as well, brother. Can people hit the like button? One stat I'm not impressed with. Go on to the thing. What we on here? How many people watching?
4,000.
And how many likes?
670.
That
You've
is
got to get to 1,000.
the biggest disgrace I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Every like is a goal for Manchester United.
That's a fact.
Get to 1,000 likes, folks.
Yeah. Any news on what the Hannibal Eriksen
I was looking
switcheroony was?
But I'm not seeing anything at the minute.
Get involved in the comments in the chat and let us know if you can get the load down. Is it tactical? I mean, it feels tactical because Hannibal didn't seem to have an issue. He was laughing and giggling with Wilfred Zaha when he came off at half time, so he didn't look like someone who had a knock. I presume Eric Ten Hag's seen something where he wanted to change it. Christian Eriksen getting involved straight away with a great ball for Amrabat.
Bukayo Saka's come off injured for Arsenal, by the way, against Long. Yeah, I can't see anything on social media at the minute.
Must just be tactical.
Yeah, which I hope it is. Because,
Yeah.
I hope he's not injured. Go on, keep the ball, Marcus.
Well done, Marcus Rashford.
Brilliant.
Ball, that, man. You got to lift that up a bit higher.
A few of them from Amrabat.
Yeah.
The crossing's not been great, has it? Casemiro shouldn't have gone for that because he's dragged himself out of position there. Now you've got Zaha running up against Christian Eriksen. Between him and Bruno, they're
that's
going to turn back.
The big worry is with Christian Eriksen is just the lack of physicality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, his class on the ball, though.
Nicholas Walker with a super chat. Sub better be injury related or Ten Hag is screwed. Thoughts?
I wouldn't have made that change. I like Hannibal. I think it's a good combination, him and Casemiro in the middle. And I thought Hannibal was having a decent game. I don't think he was setting the world alight. We don't need to. It was just a pretty solid performance. And I think that whilst I like Christian Eriksen, I think he's class on the ball. And even though he's just giving it away there to Galatasaray in a dangerous position.
Good block, Lindelof there.
Do you see what I mean? Jesus wept. You lack that physicality from him. We saw it against Munich where he lost the ball and he couldn't get it back. I just feel like,
Mount,
I don't know.
to be fair, that's Mount dawdling. I wouldn't blame that on
You're
Eriksen.
not blaming Eriksen for that one.
The ball's coming to Mount and he just stands still and needs to go to the ball, yeah. But either way, it's poor in midfield.
It's poor and also...
Yeah.
Not in that scenario, but my concern is when we need someone who can stick a foot in, he's not that guy. But he brings you other things, the other qualities. And we saw it time and time again last season where Christian Eriksen was the difference. Yeah. So hopefully he can pop up with a bit of magic.
Yeah. Arsenal at home in particular, I know he almost gave the goal away when he got tackled, but got a goal and an assist in that game, I think, Eriksen.
Yeah, no, he had a very good game that game. Almost there.
Casemiro trying to play Rashford in behind, but just an outstretched leg, couldn't get the ball there for Rashford. Galatasaray just trying to play it around a little bit to start the second half. Bit more like it from them actually. Out to the left.
Get this right as well, Ten Hag.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the biggest criticisms of him is the second halves under him have been shocking.
Yeah.
Like, we are generally worse in the second half than in the first half.
Yeah, you can't be having
So if you're going to make changes at half time, you need to make sure they're the right ones.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when they're not enforced.
Yeah, just started with a bit of, what's the word? Incision about them, Galatasaray. Cutting through a little bit.
Definitely.
More than they did in the first half, anyway.
Got nothing to lose, have they? Really?
No.
Going for it. They know they can cause us problems. You get anything out of this game, and it's going to be a big result for them.
Especially with their sort of ability at home.
Yeah.
That intimidation factor.
Horrible ground to go to in Galatasaray. From what I've never been there, but I've been told from people that have, and it's not one I'm looking to go to be honest with you.
Yeah. So if they can pick up draws away from home with United or Bayern or whatever, they'll fancy it.
Yeah, 100%.
Come on then now. Just Old Trafford's just gone a bit quiet. United aren't really able to keep the ball at the minute. It's just a bit of a lull that I don't like the look of it. No. Slightly concerning start to the second half. We need to pick it up. Jay furious at his phone.
No, I have to have it face down just in case I get a
text
or a bit of a plot spoiler.
Well done, Rasmus.
Well done, Rasmus.
Great pass from Eriksen
there.
That's
what he does.
Bruno with a shot. Come on.
There's better options there. No good shouting at other people there, Bruno. You've had a shot from 25 yards out when you had other options on.
On his left foot as
Honestly,
well.
Don't know who he's shouting at.
Dalot's
There's an overlap there. There the overlap's on.
Yeah.
And he's screaming at Mason Mount, I think, and I don't know why.
Well done, Lindelof.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with that at all. Well done, Sofian.
He looks good, doesn't he, on the ball, Sofian?
He does. A couple of crosses into the box have been a bit short.
But on the ball, like you said, he nailed it. He's strong and comfortable. He's not.
Yeah.
Don't get bullied or.
No, we've seen that too many times this season. I know obviously they're not a big team, but Brighton, just their energy, crushed us. Bayern Munich, same to a certain degree. They just look bigger and stronger and faster than us. And Amrabat's a really good counter to that.
I mean, there's not much in that, to be honest with you.
Dalot's on a booking, let's not forget.
Just got to be careful there.
Yeah.
Looking at the bench for other options, I mean, I'm not saying we're making another change yet at all, but if you were looking to go and get another goal, if this wasn't happening, I think Garnacho coming on is the obvious one for me. But I'd give it at least another 15 minutes before I even thought about doing that.
Yeah.
Has he megged you there, Marcus? I couldn't see that. The thing came up in front of the screen.
Go on, Amrabat.
Oh, they've got a corner out there. They're so lucky there.
Yeah.
He's just backheeled that into soften Amrabat and earned himself a corner.
I think, just looking, and it's only a small thing, just on the United one, I think we've got it down at the minute that Hannibal got a booking, but as far as I can see, he hasn't got a booking.
Didn't. I don't think he did get a booking, did he?
Yeah. No, I don't think he did. So if we get that tweaked at some point, Ethan, Hannibal's got a booking on our graphic, and I don't think he was booked before he went off. Just because people were saying in the comments that that's why he might have been subbed, but I don't think.
I don't remember him.
No,
it's not officially on the UEFA thing.
No. Ooh, I didn't see that. Brilliant.
Marcus, you're in here. Square it.
No!
Awful, Marcus. What are you doing?
Just fucking shoot, man. The pass ended up being difficult because Bruno was so far behind that he had to wait for so long that the defender just got there. He either needs to play in front of Bruno, he's just got to shoot, hasn't he?
I don't know why he didn't shoot.
He's one-on-one with the keeper. I know he's been getting slagged off for not passing enough. I don't know if that's playing in his mind, but you've just got to shoot there. You're one-on-one with the keeper, and you're Marcus Rashford. You're good at that.
Yeah, that's bizarre. That.
Oh, fucking hell! Great pass from Eriksen.
Brilliant.
That's what he does, isn't it?
To be fair,
yeah, he's done two of them.
I can't believe Marcus didn't go for goal there, man.
I can only imagine. Honestly, it's this getting in his head about you're not passing enough.
I know, but there's a time and a place, isn't there?
Well, obviously, yeah. It's the wrong decision.
One-on-one, he's got to be having a big. And also, Bruno really wasn't quite there.
No, it was the wrong decision.
Right, the referee's got to give us a ball, hasn't he, there?
Fucking hell.
Marcus, man, why didn't you just put your foot through there, lad? There's just so many better things he could have done.
Bayern are losing to Copenhagen.
That's good.
Is it? I don't know if it is.
Why?
Because it means there's another team who's going to have more points than United by the end of the night.
Yeah. I was just thinking Bayern losing because they're our main rivals for top spot.
I don't even know, to be honest. There's no way Bayern don't go through the group, do they? So really, we want them taking as many points off Copenhagen and Galatasaray as possible, I think, is my logic. Unless we think that there's a chance Bayern get knocked out. But you can't imagine that, can you? Well done, Bruno.
Yeah, I see your point. I'm still of that romantic thing of like, it's going to be us or Bayern, but it might be Copenhagen.
Yeah.
That's what you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe Marcus didn't go for goal. I can't believe that.
That's ridiculous. That's not a penalty in any way.
He's diving there, ref.
He does a step over and kicks Dalot in the process. That's not a penalty. Just not
look how weak he's been there compared to when he was going for that goal earlier. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, come on, ref!
Say every time, referee. Always let us play on.
We're a little pass away, aren't we? 2 or 3 times here. Like, that's not a chance. It's not turned into a shot, but that's a chance. That the Rashford one, we didn't even get a shot out of it, but it's a massive chance.
I think you might be right. Got in his head there, and he thinks if I don't score this, I'm going to get. Why didn't you pass?
Yeah, Bruno's there. Look, because what you get is the screenshot infamous Twitter screenshot. You know, rash fraud. Why didn't he pass?
Yeah.
But actually, it was the wrong thing to do there. Just smacking it. Come on, United. This is better, this. Last few minutes, just looking dangerous again now. We needed this after their start.
What's up with him now?
Off. If you're hurt, go off. Don't come back on and just stop our attack. This is clearly tactical, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Clearly tactical. Torreira, again, who was down a few minutes ago, is now down again.
He's just behind him slightly.
He has to pass it in front of Bruno there, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think it's not even that it's a bad idea. It's the execution is bad as well. It's
but I do think though that the shot was the better idea.
He should. Marcus Rashford 1-on-1. He should shoot.
Yeah.
But had he played the pass he was meant to play, Bruno's got to tap in.
Yeah.
But he needs to play it in front of him with a bit more pace, not behind him with not enough pace on it to get to him.
Yeah.
What even is this? And why is this guy who's dressed in a suit dealing with it?
What is this? Is it easy?
Get on with it and move.
Like, do you know normally they've got like physio? It looks like they've literally got a GP on the pitch.
I know.
Like he's in his suit, like he's a fucking GP. That's how injured he is. Bloody hell. It's so annoying that a game like this can be 1-1, isn't it? The chances and half chances and near chances United have had, the control that we've had, how little they've done in terms of being in front of goal, and we're drawing.
I know, man. All this is nonsense. There's literally nothing wrong with this kid.
No, he's fine.
Absolutely nothing wrong with him at all.
Burnley are beating Luton 2-1.
Oh.
Doesn't even sound like a Premier League game, though, does it? No offence.
It feels like it's the Johnston's Paint Trophy.
Yeah.
Like, quarter final.
Come on. Casemiro pushing up, look. He wants a header, doesn't he? He wants another goal. Worries me a bit that sometimes, though. He's got the ball now, though. Pulls it back to Mount. Pulls it to Hojlund. He's got a chance here, Hojlund. What a goal!
Yes!
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 Fucking brilliant. The composure there.
What?
Oh, fuck off! Every goal!
Let's have a look here.
He is offside.
He's off
there. Oh. He does so well.
Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but the finish and the composure is great.
It is really good centre forward play. That. Oh God. He was offside.
So annoying. At least it's one of them where you go, he's offside.
Yeah,
it's not like
we just gave it
we're
instantly.
looking at millimetres and we're all looking at screenshots for the next 2 hours.
Bastard.
That drives me mad. Come on, United. You've got to get a win here now, man. We can't be drawing this one.
Such a good bit of forward play that as well. Won it from Hojlund. Yeah. Great positioning, great touch, great composure.
Well done.
Good finish.
Turn.
He's been great since he came on.
He has, to be fair.
That's
Oi, ref!
Can we get a booking for that? Clearly just stopping play there. Well done.
Muppet.
See, the only issue I have now is...
Snorted at, stood on
his toe. Is we've seen the impact that Eriksen's had. We've made chances. He's been at the heart of quite a few of them. But if we don't score and we sit back, that's, then things start getting stretched and then you see his weaknesses. We need to sort of capitalise on his strengths.
Just got to keep doing what we're doing, innit? Keep them on the back foot.
Yeah. Bloody hell. Yilmaz coming on for Tete for Galatasaray.
We've got to win this game, bro.
Great pass from Casemiro. Good touch from Mount. Oh no, not Mount. Dalot. Oh, lovely cross from Eriksen. Rashford! Oh! Well done. Unlucky. Just couldn't get in front of his man, could he, Rashford? He had too much distance to make up there. Oh, almost.
Come on, Marcus. Keep going, son.
Much better. United making sort of half chances and chances every other minute at the minute. We need to convert one of these. It's a good spell for United, really good. Pass in the middle there.
Well done, Christian
He's looked really good since he came on.
He's been mint since he's come on, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Bruno to Casemiro, edge of the box. Chance for a shot. Oh, blocked. Just someone foul here. Well done, Amrabat. Inside. Well done, Amrabat.
Amrabat's done so well.
He has. Well done again, Eriksen.
Great ball.
Gorgeous.
This guy,
Pulls
man,
goals.
that's why he's in the team.
Back to Mason Mount. He's got a shot now. Near post, drags it wide.
Better options there, man.
Yeah. This is good though, United.
Turning on your
we
left
need
there.
to turn this few minutes of domination into a goal or two here. Last thing you want is to be sat after 80 minutes going, oh, Galatasaray are having all the ball. And it's still 1-1. Unlucky. Good stuff though, United. Eriksen at the heart of a lot of it. Yeah, he's offside.
He's offside and it's not
comfortable.
Yeah, it's been a great game from him, though, to be fair.
Yeah, really good play. That touch there, that first and second touch,
Hojlund.
is so nice. Oh, look with the Van Persie celebration as well.
Mate, that would have been so good.
I know. I said he'd get 2 goals as well.
You did, didn't you?
But he hasn't. So I'm shit.
Smash a like, people.
Yeah, hit
come
the
on.
like button.
How many likes we on?
1,000. Over 1,000 now.
Yes, that's
Good
the
to see,
spirit.
well done.
If we get to 2,000, then Rasmus will get a second.
Yeah.
Have they all dyed their hair blonde? Is this a thing or what?
I don't know. You see it, don't you, occasionally,
Right.
where a team will come out and almost all of them have got the same haircut.
Yeah. Oh, Bruno.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man. Let's stop snatching at things.
El Chundo says, can ref mandate subs 4 times he stayed down? I think he has gone off now, Torreira, hasn't he? So he won't be going down anymore. Mertens about to come on, and I'm not sure who that is actually. We'll have to see when his name gets shown. Yeah, Glenn Hoddle just saying there's a goal here for United if they can keep this sort of pressure going for another 5 or 10 minutes. You'd fancy us to get one, wouldn't you?
Oh no.
Someone challenge it. Well done, Mason. Well done, Bruno. Wow.
Alright, come on, pick a pass.
This is what you wanted to see from Mason and Bruno and, Casemiro getting involved as well. That's good stuff. I thought he had ball that. Bruno! Oh! Opportunistic shot there,
Getting
wasn't it?
better.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean?
Just strides onto it, fancies himself there, Bruno. Fair enough.
I think that defender's just done enough to... Did he get a little touch on it now,
Dunno.
defender, or has just put him off from aiming for that far corner where he needed to go?
Yeah. Muslera getting a bit of a bollock in here. Is it for taking ages, or is it...
What's up with him now?
Just fuck off. Another Galatasaray player, not injured, but just not allowing the game to carry
Honestly.
on. You need to start giving bookings for that. It's impossible to know whether they're faking it or not, but you can see from the context of the game, they're getting battered.
Yeah.
United are making chance after chance, and their players keep staying down.
Yeah,
you
for
need
no
to start
reason,
dishing
no good
bookings
reason
out.
at all.
Fucking annoying.
Looks like Garnacho's coming on.
Yeah. Casemiro. Got a bit of space, haven't they? A bit of time. Well done, Mason. A bit hectic. Beautiful. Oh no, it's not. That's out.
That went linesman. What are you on about?
Keep
Copenhagen have drawing against, or Bayern Munich, I should say, pull one back against Copenhagen.
Yeah. Who scored? Do we know?
Musiala.
Former Chelsea Academy product, of course. Here we go.
Oh. Hojlund's away here. Hojlund's away here. Hojlund's away!
Yes! What a boy! Fucking love him! Fucking yes, man! That's a fucking fast player,
That is sick. Oh my God. Absolutely brilliant.
I absolutely love that. He's deserved it as well.
Oh, the keeper's hurt himself. Good.
He was in his own half, wasn't he? There's no way he's
there's
offside
no way
there.
that's offside. You can
knock
fuck
it
off.
past your man, run the other side, and just score. Brilliant. Brilliant from
How quick
Hojlund.
was he then?
Nowhere near him, Davinson Sanchez. Fantastic. Win the ball back. Who wins it
What
back?
is Sanchez doing? He
Oh,
just falls over.
And then
Well,
he's
look,
just
he gets
quick.
it. Yeah,
He's just too quick
does
for him.
everything right. Look at this for a little dink.
I love stuff like that. Look at him! Whoop!
Hey,
See it. Whoopsies!
look at this. Whoopsies, dinkies.
Oh, brilliant. What a lad. I love it. There's nothing like a young, exciting goal scorer. It's the best thing in football.
Shades of Rooney against Fenerbahce, innit?
I'm the rest. He should have had that trick tonight if he wasn't such an idiot and stood offside. Oh,
That's class.
Thank God for that. Brilliant. Well done, lad. Look at Martial, happy for him as well.
Yeah,
not,
that's good.
not
Bit of
Ramsdale
team
in it. He
spirit.
looked genuine,
That's what you want.
That's made me so happy, that. This is when people are saying, we've got our number 9 for the next 15 years.
This is
like,
it. This is it
chill.
now.
He's had a very good game, but let's chill. Well done, Rasmus Hojlund. He's looked good, hasn't he?
Well, there's nothing to check.
What are they checking?
Oh, they're waiting for the goalkeeper to sort his life out.
Casemiro?
No.
See him, he just ran up from there. I don't know if he's... don't know why. But... that's great, isn't it?
Rashford off for Garnacho.
Interesting. What do you think that's about? Just... he's been good, hasn't he, Amrabat?
Yeah,
Good first touch for Garnacho as well. Brilliant. Well,
Mate.
I love it. Just knocking it and running.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. Love seeing that. Yeah, Vegos wasn't... I'm not sure he scores there.
Oh, no, not a chance.
Keeper.
Yeah! Jesus Christ, Onana, what are you doing?
Oh, it was poor from Onana there.
Yeah. Oh, shut up, Darren Fletcher. Yeah, he doesn't cover himself in glory there, Andre Onana, to be honest with you. That's awful.
Oh, it's only just wide as well, that.
I know. I mean, he's got to catch this. It's not even that difficult. No. And he just gets his bearings all wrong.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just misreads the bounce completely.
If you're not sure, just get rid of it. Just whack it out.
Yeah.
That's what he normally does, doesn't he? Yes, I mean...
Well done. Well done. Mason Mount's been really good today.
He's been brilliant.
That's not so good, though. Oh, it's got through. Garnacho, a bit of space to come inside if you want it, lad. Bruno scoops it over to Hojlund.
I'll tell you what. If Hojlund scores that trick, I'm leaving here and going Old Trafford to go on the pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm chiselling a Hojlund out of a tree.
Dennis Law on the Trinity statue. No. Hey, Hojlund never played for City. Sack it. Yeah. Be all right.
I'm getting a Hojlund put
Let's
together.
go down there with our chisel. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, Dennis. But you've
Just
got
says Hojlund on the back
you've got
of
to go.
Yeah. Galatasaray coming forward here.
Oh, they've equalised.
Of course they have.
Awful. Again, United. Absolutely terrible.
What's happening?
Got no composure at all. We had a warning with that Onana mistake, and then a minute later, they've scored.
Free. He's literally
so easy.
He's taking a touch with no one near him on the 6-yard line there. Where's the defence? Where's the midfield? Why does this keep happening? This same goal. He must be fucking pulling his hair out, Rasmus Hojlund.
Let's have
It's
a
a
look at this.
throw-in.
Let's have a look here now.
A little dummy. Lindelof just gets sort of nudged out of the way. And the man in the middle.
No one picking him
Casemiro
up.
can't stay
No
with
one
him.
picking him up, man.
Varane don't know he's there. Just goes through Varane's legs, doesn't it? And
Lindelof waving his arms about.
Lindelof gets shoved out the way. He goes through Varane's fucking legs. Casemiro don't go with him. Varane don't block the cross. Lindelof's nowhere to be seen because he's got
It's
took
all
out
made
20 yards
for
up
a
the pitch.
Rasmus Hojlund hat-trick winner. Lons are beating Arsenal 2-1. Good.
Yeah, good.
So annoying, that.
How many minutes ago did we score?
Zaha off, Mertens on.
Was it like 3 or 4 minutes ago?
Felt like it. Feels like it every single time, man.
It's happened like 5 or 6 times this season. It's
Can't
not
keep
like,
doing that.
It's not once or twice, it's half a dozen times. Happened twice against Bayern. It's happened twice tonight. Who else did it happen against?
Arsenal.
Happened against Arsenal.
Arsenal was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was literally we scored. They scored straight away.
It's just poor that, innit? That old, you're most likely to concede when you just
Jesus
scored,
Christ, Bruno. That isn't helping.
Free header there. Good defending. Dalot getting his...
Don't need that from your captain. Show a bit of composure.
Does well here, Dalot, because he's got 2 men and he just does enough to get his shoulder on his back without fouling him. But he's got 2 men at the back post there, Dalot.
I love Bruno. I don't mean to hate on him, but he's got to do better there.
He has. You've got to keep the ball now. Play it back. Keep the ball. Well done. That's all right. Win a foul.
Bought a foul. It's going to take the wind out of ourselves. That. Come on, keep going. Get Garnacho on the ball. He's just come on his fresh legs.
Last 15 minutes
I
he
think
played
he's touched
so
it,
well
as
as
well.
well.
He has touched it, but not much. Get him on it. We've got to win this game, really, man. Jesus Christ, man. We're just making our life hard for ourselves.
Well done, Mason Mount. I don't even think that was a foul.
I think he's bought that one.
He's done well. He's quick. He looks quick there as well, Mason Mount. He's not slow, is he?
No.
No, he's not. He's not rapid, but he's a bit of pace to him.
What are
there.
the comments saying?
Not looked. Too scared.
Yeah, don't go on it while it's a set piece, actually, because you never know. You never know. Rasmus Hojlund, winner.
So easy to score against us. Don't worry, he'll get a hat-trick. That's Joseph Conway.
Go on, Joseph. I hope you're right, son.
Garnacho with a chance. Great cross. Oh!
That's a corner, that, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah, he did well there,
Hojlund
Garnacho. I
there
thought he
again.
kept hold of it too long.
Icardi with the last-ditch tackle to stop Hojlund getting his hat-trick
So annoying
maybe
this,
there.
right? We've got to beat these. Come on, man. Galatasaray at home. Seriously.
Oh,
Taking the lead against them twice.
Yeah, you can't be...
You can't not be winning that game, man. That is a joke. Come on.
This inability to
Have a decent
stop
cross.
conceding is really shocking, isn't it? Right, corner to United. Ball to the back post. Casemiro with the header back across the goal. And it's onto the roof of the
it's neither here nor there, that. You had time. Either head it back into the mix or get it on target. He's nothing.
It's almost like he gets caught out. By the time it gets to him, he's like reaching
Yeah,
for it.
then
When he
head
had
it
time
back
to
into
get
the
back.
I think that's what is it Glenn Hoddle was on Cole
Yeah.
Combs is saying. Send it back
Go
into
back
that
across the
danger
6
zone.
yard line, yeah.
Keepers in the corner there. Anything can happen.
It's a good pass, that.
Oh Jesus Christ! This is that. We concede this goal every week.
I know.
Well done, Diogo Dalot. That's better.
Yeah. He's looked good since he had that booking. I mean, since he let them score a goal.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly his best game, but he's followed it up with a decent performance.
Jesus Christ! Onana's give it away, and it's a penalty.
Given a penalty.
That's all Andre Onana. All on him.
Casemiro's going to get sent off as well, isn't he? Is it Casemiro or Varane? Casemiro's been sent off.
Casemiro's off as well. Andre Onana just cost us the game.
Yeah.
Again, man. I mean, the Bayern Munich game, you can argue it wasn't just him, but...
Fucking hell. What is this? This ability to just implode like this? Where's this come from?
Fucking hell, Onana. That is so shit. Fucking shit, man. I can't be arsed. Again, do you know what? I don't even want to get into it.
Penalty, obviously, to Galatasaray.
It's not Casemiro's fault, but I don't even know what he was doing there. Anyway, he's just never get into it.
You're better off letting him try to score.
I know
or
what
letting
he
him
was
have the
thinking. It's not worth the red card.
No.
But it's all on Andre Onana, this one.
Yeah. He's not going to miss, is he? Put it wide.
Shut up. Yes! Fuck me.
Christ alive. 10 men. 15 minutes to go. Probably 20 because they've wasted a shitload of time, Galatasaray. Now what? Who are you bringing on? What we doing here? Get Scott McTominay on for Bruno or Mount, maybe? We can't just have Eriksen by himself in central midfield.
No, you're right.
Got to do something. Come on, let's go and fucking win this. Let's fucking win this game. Although if we don't, we're fucked. 1 point off 2 games with no Casemiro for the next, what is it, 1 or 2 or 3 or what?
I think it was 2 yellows. You've got, maybe bring on Maguire, move Dalot left back, Lindelof right back, Amrabat in the middle.
Yeah,
you've got to do something, get someone in that midfield. Andre Onana, I'm sorry, right? I've stuck up for him a lot, but it's absolutely brain dead.
That's awful.
That is so shit.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Depending on how this result goes now, that red might have been worth it.
To be fair, you're right.
It just depends, doesn't it? Because usually a red and a penalty is a disaster.
Yeah.
But a red and no goal, depending on if you know if we
Amrabat
can
looks
hold
like
on.
he's moved into the midfield already here.
Yeah. To be fair, you might not even need to make a sub because you've got a midfielder on the pitch. Go on, Mason Mount. Come on, pick that up. Hold on. Man in the middle. Go on, Nacho. He's cut through. Go on, Nacho. Oh! Fucking hell, they love a block, these bastards, don't they? Fuck me. It's like we're playing against 11 John Terrys. Just last-ditch tackle after last-ditch tackle, that's it.
That's going in, that as well.
Yeah.
That is going right in. Where's he come from, him?
Corner to United. Short to Eriksen. Back to Bruno. Whipped it near post. Another corner.
Just cross it in, man.
Icardi, he's done that twice now. He'll be kicking himself. His head will be on another planet.
I hope so. I hope he loses his head in a minute and just starts booting everyone and gets sent off.
What is happening here? Come on, lads. Come on, United. McTominay's warming up there.
Real Madrid are winning 3-2.
Never know, it was 2-2.
And that is the real quiz.
Come on,
God, right, Onana, get your head together, sunshine.
Go full De Gea. Good lad. Good
That's
pass,
actually a good ball, that.
It is.
No, Amrabat, that's not the one, lad. And now he's onside. Come out to him. Oh, that's nothing, that.
How has that happened? What is that? What defending is that? How have they headed the ball 35 yards through our defence and put him in? What is happening?
I think Onana's got to do better. I think he's got to come out quicker than me. Amrabat shouldn't be doing that for starters. He's well onside.
Yeah.
Just get completely caught out.
He doesn't expect the chip, does he, Onana?
No.
Onana goes for the bottom corner, and he goes over him instead. Buying a winner as well. Fuck me.
This is right. I don't care about the circumstances, or whatever. This is a fucking terrible result.
Yeah, it is.
Getting beat at home off Galatasaray is fucking dreadful. There's no excuses. Erik ten Hag won't keep surviving these results, man. He won't. Do you know what I mean? You can't keep losing football matches if you're manager of Manchester United. Brighton, Palace and fucking Galatasaray beating us at Old Trafford in the space of, 3 weeks? Are you mad? That's P45 tackle.
Antony coming on.
Fucking hell, man. What do we say at half time? It's got to get the second half right. How many times in the second half did United lose the game? And I know in circumstances, Onana has just had a stinker, and there's other circumstances.
Throw a goal again here.
I honestly think tonight's going to get sacked if this carries on. I think
if it carries on, yeah.
I think he's running out of time as well. Keep saying this game's a must win. This game's a must win. Palace was a must win. We lost. We're already fucking 1 foot out of the Champions League. We've only played 2 games.
It's just mental though, isn't it?
Like,
the goals we're conceding are mental. Like that third one is just insane. That fucking the penalty, which has led to all this really, playing with 10 men, is insane. It's just like freakish occurrences.
Poor Onana was as well for that penalty. I can't get over it.
Shocking
it's
pass.
So bad.
I know. Shocking pass.
This is a guy in the Champions League final. Picked a pass every time he got the ball.
Yeah.
And then it's a 10-yard pass and he gets it completely wrong.
That's that ball. Come on.
Hurry up!
Who's coming off? Mount coming off. Fair enough. Been good, Mason Mount.
Listen, I'm not saying I want him to go. I want ten Hag to stay and I want him to be given the opportunity to get this right. But he's on borrowed time. I honestly think if you lose against Brentford and Sheffield United, you could be done for. And the way we're playing, we'll lose those games.
Just the defending
like,
is just
we're
insane.
Just losing every week.
I know.
We're losing every fucking week. To bang average teams. Galatasaray are not going to win the Champions League. Brighton are not going to win the Premier League. Crystal Palace are not going to win the Premier League. And these are the teams that are coming to Old Trafford and fucking turning us over. We couldn't score against Palace. Brighton put 3 past us. Galatasaray put 3 past us.
4 against Bayern.
4 against Bayern. And Bayern away, I can almost stomach, even though we were poor. Well, Old Trafford, Jesus Christ.
Fuck's sake.
Every time, man. Every time we come out for the second half and it's the same old story. We're worse.
It's weird though, because we had that 15-minute spell where that ended with us getting the goal, where we looked excellent.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we score, we've been shit.
Yeah.
How is that the thing? Like, we have a great spell, loads of chances, ball in the box, culminates in us getting a goal that we deserved. It was a bit of luck, but we deserved it. And since then, we've just gone, here you go, Galatasaray, you win the game. How has that happened? I don't get it. I don't get that us scoring a goal makes us lose all of our confidence. all of our brains, all of our ability to play goes out the window when we score. Should be them losing their heads, not us.
So poor.
It's just mental. It's a foul, ref. Fucking hell. Oh, don't do that. What are you doing that for? He's kicking it to Onana knee height when he's shit his pants and he's got a man running down on him.
Honestly, just don't know what to say. Bottom of the group as it stands.
Yeah.
No points. Bayern Munich as it stands 6, Galatasaray 4, Copenhagen 1. I'm sick of the fucking Europa. Might even make the Europa this time round, to be fair.
Hopefully. We're gonna have to win 3 of our last 4 games now.
It's just not happening, is it? It's
No.
like, I'm not being that guy just for the sake of being that guy. But you've got to look at the football you're watching every week.
We're not going to beat
Week in, week
Galatasaray
out,
away.
We are shit. We were shit against Bayern Munich. We were shit against Brighton. Shit against fucking Palace. And shit tonight. And like you can look, there's mitigating circumstances. You're spot on. You're right. We were controlling the game. We had enough chances. All the rest of it. Unlucky maybe, you know, with Onana making a mistake. But the short and long of it is, I've seen more defeats. I've seen more defeats in the last, 7, 8 days than we saw in 8 months last season at Old Trafford. Like,
then we saw her all season.
Yeah, we like after the Sociedad game, we didn't lose again at Old Trafford. We've lost 3 times now in the space of 7 days, or whatever it is. I've lost count.
Yeah.
Or 10 days.
10 days, yeah.
And he's got to fix this problem, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he has got to fix it.
If we keep conceding after we score,
Like,
we
he's
need
got to
ways
fix
around
that. He's got to fix why we keep conceding after we score. He's got to fix why after half-time we're always worse. Always. Why are we fucking falling off a cliff all the time?
go on. Let's get a goal.
Get a draw.
Because them on 2 points is so different to them on
fighting
1.
chance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not, you're not done. I honestly think if you lose this, I don't even think we'll turn this around. I don't.
Okay. Yeah, because Galatasaray on 4 and us on 0 is very tricky. Yeah. Them on 2 and us on 1 is far, far better in terms of us catching them.
And also, like, you've got to be realistic. Do we go to Galatasaray and win?
No, probably not. Take a draw there.
At all.
That means we've got to beat Copenhagen home and away and get a result at home to Bayern. Unless we want to go through on 7 or 8 points, but even then, that's with us drawing and when we're losing. It's going to be one of them where they give fucking 3 minutes of extra time as well, I bet. They've been wasting time all second half, Galatasaray. There's got to be at least 7 minutes. He's going to shoot this and going to hit it over the bar, isn't he? Come on, Bruno, do something. There you go, straight in the bar.
Do you know what? It fucking sums it up.
Yeah. 7 minutes stoppage.
Straight into the wall. Honestly.
We'll get a counter-attack here now if we're not careful. He's going to be shitting his pants on Onana, isn't he? Every time he gets the ball.
I wouldn't mind, right? Against Erling Haaland in the Champions League final, he was bullying him.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? He looked like he didn't have a care in the world. And against Galatasaray at Old Trafford, he's shitting himself and giving the ball away needlessly, costing us not just a game, but potentially a place in the Champions League. It's horrible. Just hate it. I do.
I thought they'd scored again there.
I'm almost at a point where what I'm just putting me out of my misery because it's the hope that kills you, innit?
6 minutes to go. Hojlund and Martial on at the minute? Did Hojlund come off? I missed that. Who did
Um,
Martial come on for?
Was it Amrabat, I think?
Okay.
He's just fucking throw the kitchen sink at it, innit?
Might as well.
Do you know what I mean?
Might as well. Go on.
Oh, it's a bad touch, that. Come on, Garnacho, get on the ball, son. You've got it in your locker.
He almost scored, didn't he? That fucking...
Even our bro boys are brain dead. Jesus Christ.
This is the other thing we do, where games go away from us, and in the last few minutes we just do nothing.
Yeah.
That is a worrying sign. That we did it against Brighton, we did it against Palace, where instead of flying at them, we're only 1 goal behind. Instead of flying at them for the last 10 minutes, we just sort of let things. The ball's bobbled away, and they've tackled me, but it's not a foul, and the game just gets away from us, and we never even look like scoring. I know we've only got 10 men, but fucking hell, put a shift in.
I'm not even going to lie to you, yeah? And I know I'll get trolled for this. I don't give a shit. I don't even fucking understand taking marks off, I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know people go, look at that chance he missed and all that, but he was having a good game other than that.
Yeah. To be fair, though...
And he's a good attacking player.
We need him now, but the what's led to us being behind in this game isn't...
But he took him off when it was
Garnacho,
ostensibly 1-1. No, but you could have brought Garnacho on and made a different change other than taking Marcus Rashford off. Because now you've got a situation where you've got Antony Martial and just pumping fucking hopeful balls up to him. It's just fucking ridiculous.
The ball's not fucking been passed on the floor in about 10 minutes. Can we get the ball down? Just bouncing all over the place. Well done, Victor Lindelof. Look at this. The last 6 people to touch the ball's been a header. And we go back to Onana, and then he boots it long, and then it bounces for ages, and it goes out, and then we go back to Onana, then he boots it long, and we go... Just repetition. Same thing over and over again.
Go on, Garnacho.
Come on, give him an option. Someone fucking do
fuck
something.
Off, Bruno. That is awful. No excuses there, because it's straight at that player 5 yards away from you. You can moan at all you want at your teammates, but that is just terrible.
It's just hopeful fucking shit, this.
What is that?
Hopeful shit. Just clipping the ball up to their centre-backs. Knocking the ball to their centre-backs over and over again.
This is where players just now start loving the fact they're at Old Trafford winning.
Yeah.
And just start taking a mick out you.
Find a man. Find a pass. Well
right, go
done.
on, Garnacho.
Come on.
Run at him, son. Go on, it's on you.
He's got 3 men.
Yeah.
3 men around.
He's done
you.
well, to be fair to him.
Don't look like scoring at all, do we, United? Don't look like scoring remotely. 2.5 minutes. A draw would be so much better than a loss.
It does my head in this, honestly. Go on, Antony Martial. Go on, lad. Go on, lad. Oh, go on. Oh, no, it's not fucking dropped for him. And of course he's offside.
Probably is. We've got 2 minutes left, 1.5 minutes.
Is this Galatasaray's first Champions League away win in 8 years? Is this right?
Don't know.
2013.
Since 2013?
10 years.
Is that right? Sorry, I don't want to go on my phone.
They've not won an away game since 2013.
They've not won an away game in the Champions League since 2013.
17 away games.
17 away games, and then he comes to Old Trafford, where we give away wins. Do you know what I mean? At least Palace and Brighton have the decency to beat us pretty much every season at Old Trafford.
Free kick.
Honestly, it's so annoying. Manager's got to take a look at himself, man. He's got to take some responsibility for this. Arsenal lost 2-1. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. It's a small mercy. Go on, Andre Onana.
You know.
This fucking sums up this club, doesn't it? It's going to end 4-2, innit?
Mm-hmm. Come on. Needs to be a good ball, this. It is. Get back, Andre Onana. Well done, Bruno. What a pass.
Oh my God, what a ball from Bruno Fernandes. Right, come on, one big chance. Go on, Diogo Dalot, son. Why did you do that? Why didn't you cross it when you had the chance? Oh my God, why turn back into trouble? They've not got a brain cell between them, some of these people, I swear to God.
It's fucking harsh as well, that.
It is harsh.
That's harsh, that.
He should just fucking whip it in anyway when he had the chance. Because it's gone
full
now,
time.
Another loss, man. Another loss. Let's get some post-match stats from Scotty, and then we'll get some comments, and then we'll just go into it. Sorry, go on, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, the Galatasaray haven't won an away game since 2013. I think that in the Champions League, and that was Schalke, and that's 17 away games they've had, and not won one. It's so disappointing because you like the hope with Hojlund up front. I thought once he scored that second, I was like, I went back in my head, I was thinking, I'm going to have this big monologue, all the great United strikers, we're going to like announce the new one, and then it's just all been undone again within 4 minutes. What is it?
I don't understand it.
It's just, that's got to come from the manager, surely, that sort of concentration level. It really has. If you look at our defence, Lindelof played centre-back, supposedly. He's how many tackles do you think he did all game? None.
Did he even pass the ball once?
Not one tackle all game. He's passing 29 passes out of 32. Andre Onana, I mean, we could talk about the error, which was fucking glaring. I felt for Casemiro, and your natural body's to try and stop that, isn't it? Your momentum takes you for that, so I don't really blame him.
Yeah, you're right.
But for a keeper that was brought in for his passing, 59% pass rate, 16 out of 27 passes actually met a Manchester United player. Massively disappointing. Fernandes was an interesting one because up until the last sort of 15 minutes, well, around the time that Hojlund scored, his numbers weren't great, and then Eriksen came on. It seemed to bring on a different Bruno Fernandes. I thought Eriksen and Hojlund were United's best players. The shining light in what was a real shitstorm of a cloud. Aside from that, Rafael Varane, again, one interception, passings were decent, 85%, but just 2 tackles. Diogo Dalot was just absolutely skimmed left, right and centre. I mean, you go through it. I think Eriksen probably had the best stats of the night. Have him and Hojlund. It's just massively disappointing. If you look at it now, bottom of the Champions League group, we're probably going to need to beat Munich at home to try and go through this. Do we want Europa League football? We've got Brentford on Saturday.
Tough game.
A tough game. And the thing is now, the game's coming thick and fast and the pressure's just mounting and mounting and mounting. We drop points on Saturday. We could be bottom of the Champions League groups and 10 points off Champions League spaces. This is like uncharted territory for how bad we've been. And this is worse than Moyes.
So worst ever start to a Premier League season, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our worst start to a season since 1989.
Is it the worst start to a Champions League campaign? We've conceded now 7 goals in 2 games.
I might be misremembering. I can't remember us losing back-to-back opening games in the Champions League for a little while. It might have happened if people want to get involved. Let's wrap it up because we'll come back. We'll have to stay on this stream and we're gonna fire you over to the post-match review. So stay on the stream. Everyone can get involved. We'll do the post-match review where we'll pick the bones out of that one. There's loads to get through. So what I get into all your comments and your chat. There's a super chat there. We read that, sorry.
No. It is Burnside is back saying, can we have vibes back, please? Whatever this is, count me out.
Yeah, I agree. We used to have no tactics, just vibes. Now we've got no tactics or vibes. Anyway, Scotty, always a pleasure, my brother.
Cheers, man. Sorry I couldn't bring good stats.
It's all right. Seeing your smiling face is more than enough. It's worth losing just for that.
Liar.
Joe Smith, always a pleasure, my friend, and we'll be back shortly. So do hit like, do hit share, do hit subscribe, but do stick around because I want to hear from you lot, yes you lot, and let us know how you feel about Manchester United losing for, I've lost count, what is that, the 5th time this season? Sixth time this season. Galatasaray's first away win in Europe since 2013. United losing our third home game this season. I mean, it's just an absolute horror show. So what I hear from you lots, so stick around and we'll come back. Thanks for watching.